Hello, what's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to you all. Good to see ya. What is up, the Great Destroyer, King of Carrot Flowers, Paladin, Stone Rain, Anklesaurus, Lucid? How is everyone doing today? Hopefully y'all had an amazing weekend. We are gonna have fun today. We're janking around. Why don't you try this? Ever since we got new Tyvar. So my goal for today was to check out Tyvar. Hey, what's up, Jaguar? How are you? Good to see ya. So I got a standard Tyvar deck that I found on the internet. And I was like, oh, that'll be kind of fun. We haven't really played Tyvar. And then I realized, wait a minute, if we're gonna play Tyvar, we gotta go all the way. We gotta try Vanifar Combo and see if Tyvar can actually make Vanifar Combo a thing in 2023 and explore on Magic Arena. So we might still play some standard later, but we're gonna start with Explore Tyvar Prime Speaker Vannifar Infinite Combo, see if it can actually work. Alias Babylon and Judah B, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank ya. We also got some big news today. Actually, like oddly positive news. So MagicCons are back. Some of the complaints about MagicCons, too expensive. That's a big one, and I think a truthful one. And also the command zone being like segregated and people can't get in. Some people can get in. It's just like kind of a mess. Well, today Wizards announced Omega Wave and Jaguar. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you. 60 months. That's absurd. Thank you so much for your subscription and a first time sub in Omega Wave. Big scoops here for both of you. Thank you. We haven't got to Snapcaster yet. It started with MagicCon news. So that was the big criticism. Big criticism, costs too much, and the command zone's kind of a mess. Well, today Wizards announced, starting with the next MagicCon Minneapolis, command zones for everyone. If you have a ticket and you get into MagicCon, you get to go into the command zone. There's no like segregation. There's no you gotta pay more money. None of that stuff. If you get a ticket, you get to go and play with everyone else in the command zone. So that was one of the things I like least about MagicCons, and they fixed it. And I think they also accidentally, or actually purposefully, fixed the other problem too, because there's now a $65 weekend ticket. You don't get the swag. You can pay more and get a premium pass and get like some booster packs and so forth and that kind of stuff. But there's a base ticket, $65 for a weekend badge. You get a foil arcane signet, and you can just go play Magic all weekend. And honestly, that seems pretty fair to me. Like, I know it's not free like the old days, but $65 to get in the command zone and do everything and play as much Magic as you want to, like just for playing for the play area and stuff, that actually seems kind of reasonable. So in this case, it seems like Wizards or whoever's running the events actually kind of took the feedback to heart and is actually going out of their way to improve MagicCon. So it has me much more hyped about future MagicCons. Lucid for the 35th month. Welcome. So that's some of the big news. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big skip for you. Thank you. The other big news, and this caught me by surprise. So Shadows over Innistrad Remastered is coming to Arena. We know they're remixing, Shadows over Innistrad, Eldritch Moon, trying to get some of the cards we need for Pioneer, but they're also doing something a little different with this remastered set, which is they're adding cards from outside of Shadows over Innistrad block. They're going to have a rotating sheet of cards, apparently, that every week the cards are going to change, and it'll keep the draft format fresh. Plus, it's going to let them add more cards to the client. So we're getting like Snapcaster Mage on Arena for the first time. We're getting Grizzlebrand on Arena for the first time. We're getting Lingering Souls on Magic Arena for the first time. So it looks like Shadows over Innistrad is going to be even better than expected, because not only can you open these, and it'll be interesting to see what it does to the draft format, but we're going to be able to play with these cards now. We'll be able to reanimate Grizzlebrand in Historic. We'll be able to build Snapcaster decks in Historic Brawler, whatever. So Arena is actually kind of getting there. Yeah, some really exciting news about Arena. So pretty good day for Magic overall, in all honesty. Like, Wizards taking feedback to heart as far as events and adding a bunch of cards to Arena. Wizards said we're going to be 95% to Historic, or not Historic, to Pioneer. Explore will be 95% to Pioneer by the time Shadows over Innistrad comes out. So we'll see if that's actually true, but we're getting there. It's actually happening. We're getting close. Anyway, we got other stuff to talk about as we go along, but let's do some reminders, talk about our deck, start playing Magic, and we'll get to it. Replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Yesterday we did some whacking, gleefully whacking in Modern. for budget Magic. The deck is, oh man, I love playing whack decks. It's always just so much fun. But if you haven't seen that one yet, you should check it out. Tomorrow, we have a special video for Against Odds. I don't even want to tell you what it is. It is it's a combo that I don't think I've seen anyone else play in Standard, and it is ridiculous and awesome, and I think you're really going to like it. So that's on the YouTube. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com. If you get a free goldfish sticker, just let them know you want one, and they will hook you up. Also, apparently Niheb's like super expensive now. I didn't realize that. Niheb's like $30 or something. Buy list is like $23. It is really shooting up. Otherwise, merch page, token, t-shirts, playmats can always support the stream and the channel and site donations. Always appreciated. Never required. $2 support gets your message read on stream. Johnny Cycles, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 14th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Enjoyed your best Commander cards video from each year. Another video that must have taken a long time to make. They are appreciated. Well, thank you so much, Johnny Cycles. So, all right, so what are we trying to do today? Hey, Average Fox, how are you? We are going to try to do some Vanifar comboing. So there's two different versions of Vanifar combo. You forgot Necro Duality in Zombo Week. Oh, the zombie tier list. I didn't actually make the tier list. Richard put the cards on the tier list, and then we just ranked them. So yeah, it was the top thing about the zombie tier list is it wasn't actually clear if it should be cards that are zombies or cards that go in zombie tribal. That's actually kind of a big distinction, because there's like Machias is a zombie, but it's not a card you really play in zombie decks. It's just like a good combo piece. And then you have cards like Necro Duality, which isn't a zombie, but you would play it in every zombie deck. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. That was like the trickiest part of all of that. So anyway, what is the plan of this deck? So we have two versions of Vanifar combo. If you've never seen Vanifar combo in action, all you gotta do is play Vanifar and activate it, and you should win the game. Like Vanifar and any other creature, the idea is we'll be able to win the game on the spot. This is the easy version of Vanifar combo, where how do we win with this version of Vanifar combo? So first off, the big new addition to this deck is Tyvar. Tyvar, it does a few things. The biggest is it gives Vanifar haste, so we don't have to wait a turn before activating it. So the idea of this build of Tyvar Vanifar combo is we have any creature, we play Vanifar, we sack the creature, and our end goal is going to be getting Extraction Specialists and Renegade Ralliers. When they come into play, they can reanimate something mana value 2 or less. They're going to reanimate Corridor Monitor. Corridor Monitor untaps a creature artifact when it comes into play. So the loop is essentially get a Vanifar, sacrifice, let's say Corridor Monitor, get an Extraction Specialist, gets back Corridor Monitor, untaps Vanifar, which can sack the Corridor Monitor to get another Extraction Specialist to get back the Corridor Monitor, untap the Vanifar. The end result of this will be, we'll have 4 Extraction Specialists, we'll have 4 Renegade Ralliers, does the same thing as Extraction Specialists, and then we get Keldon Strike's team, give our team haste, swing in with all those things, win the game on the spot. So that is the idea of this. We need Vanifar, any other creature, ideally a Tyvar to give it haste, and we win the game maybe as early as turn 3. The other build, this is built for Explorer. These are both Explorer decks, although we could play them in Historic. We'll see. If we run into too much Green Devotion, we might switch to Historic. Gilligums, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. The other build, you might remember this one from Standard a few years ago. This one kind of hurts my brain, but this is another build of Prime Speaker Vannifar Combo. I actually have an article. I actually have an old article pulled up with the steps of the combo, and they are plentiful. So the challenge of this combo, the same thing applies. Prime Speaker Vannifar, any creature, we should win the game. However, how we actually get to winning the game is very convoluted. We got to get like Nightmare Shepherds to double up Gray Merchants, and it is ridiculous, very easy to punt. So we're going to start with the easy mode. Then we'll to get warmed up with our Vannifar combos, and then we'll move on to hard mode Vannifar combo. We have a new donation, Yoda Man. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. OneCube, $3 donation. Hey Seth, it's been really bad few days. Donating because it feels nice when you say hello. Thanks for being a source of positivity. Well, OneCube, Hello, and I'm sorry it's been a couple of rough days. Hopefully things take a turn for the better. The one good thing about bad days is the next days are likely to be improved almost by default. So I'm definitely hoping that there's some amazing days in your future, WenCube. Thank you for the donation, but mostly I hope things take a turn for the better. So, always referred to King of the Hill, the cartoon show, as Koth. So when I played the Koth deck the other day, all I could think of is I sell proliferate and proliferate accessories. Oh, that's actually so good. I never really thought of that before, but I wish I had, because that that would have been a good one for the video. Oh, all right, let's see if we can combo off with Vanifar. Easy mode Vanifar. Five color Vanifar should be broken. Hopefully, did we break it already? Labrador, how are you today? Good to see you. So, what do you think of the MagicCon changes? Does that increase your changes of going to a MagicCon, or increase your chances of going to a MagicCon? Also, on King of the Hill, that card is like that show is like super underrated. Everything's a Magic card to me. Hey, thanks for the bits, Ario. That show's really underrated. When people talk about the best animated shows, you hear like, oh, whatever, Futurama, Rick and Morty, Simpsons, anime shows that I haven't seen. You almost never hear King of the Hill come up. And while it is true that King of the Hill probably ranks behind like the literal best of all time, like, is it as good as Futurama? Probably not quite, but it really deserves to be thought of as like one of those classic animated shows. Like, it's actually really, it's just like so much slower. It's so much different than everything else that's than most popular animated shows, that it doesn't get the credit it deserves, I don't think. Oh my god. Okay, that's a Tyvar. That's a Prime, I mean, we're gonna try it. I wish we had a Mana Dork, but that is Tyvar into Prime Speaker Vannifar. Hopefully we find a creature to sack, and GG. Yeah, King of the Hill I think is actually worth it. I like King of the Hill quite a bit. I heard they're bringing it back. I'm a little bit skeptical of the return of King of the Hill like 40 years later, but about it. It is more chill for sure. They take the Tyvar, we draw another Vanifar. Well, alright. Mana Confluence. Yeah, I can't even do Boomhauer. Oh no, wow. Is this just a control deck? Oh, gonna be so much removal. Well, that's the turn. We have Vanifars for 4 days. We actually just want to draw any land. We'll just start running out Vanifars until we run out of removal. Power Dad! Welcome to Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super video. Thank you. This is Prime Speaker Vannifar Combo. Oh, is this a Narset wheel deck? Boo. Gilded Goose. Not great. Honk, honk. Yeah, we got a lot of Vanifars, but we're facing down a control deck and missing land drops, which is not great. Opponent taking down the Narset.
I have just the trick for this.
Are there playable wheels on Arena? There are. They're not. Oh boy. Oh boy. First match of the stream, and we got to run into Crim. Isn't that how it always goes? Would you run Eldritch Evolution this deck when Shadows of Innistrad Remastered is out? Probably. Neoform might be better. We already have Neoform, and Neoform might actually just be a better version. Hey, now we draw the land, but it's too late to matter. Well, play the land. Crack the land. Well, let's see if we can get one of our Vanifartrons to stick. Vanifar number 1. It gets countered. Boo. Hey, what's up, Midas? How are you? This is the saddest honk. Like, trying to do cool things against the Crim deck is, like, the worst. We've talked about this before. Like, I actually don't mind playing against control decks with real... That's a 4th Vanifar. I don't mind playing against control decks with other, like, tier decks, but they are the bane of trying to do janky fun things. They're just literally the worst when you're trying to do cool things. All right, Vanifar. Countered. Pass the turn. I mean, all opponents gonna cycle Shark Typhoon, see if they can find another counter removal spell. We will pass the turn. We have drawn every Vanifar, which is good. About it, Schwamp. And I mean, we have so many Vanifars. Hopefully we can run them out of removal. Like, we've drawn a lot of Vanifars. Actually, I guess we should play the land. Yeah, play the land, Vanifar. Come on. Okay, opponent considers trying to find an answer to Vanifar, mills a land. Come on. Come on. Okay, well, okay. Step one, Vanifar hit the battlefield. No Tyvar, so no haste, so no win. Come on, no removal. No removal. Opponent goes for the throat. And gonna kill the Gilded Goose, Hong Kong. Sure. I mean, we've almost run them out of resources. We've almost done it. About it. Gets in with the shark. Plays a land. Well, we will play a Vanifar. We will pass the turn. Come on. No removal. No removal. The problem is, Skyclave doesn't actually just win us the game, though. We need a cheaper haha. Haha. Haha, opponent. Opponent. Okay. Gilded Goose. Hong Kong. Sag the Gilded Goose. Here we go. Here we go. Sag the Gilded Goose. Yes. Get a corridor monitor. Corridor monitor. Untap Vanifar. And now the real fun begins. And now... Oh. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, my God. That's what it considers. Mills a counter spell. Okay, untaps. Sag the corridor monitor. Do we get there? Get an extraction specialist. Get back the corridor monitor. Untap the Vanifar. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're going to teach this control deck lesson. Sack the corridor monitor. Yes. Get an extraction specialist. Get back the corridor monitor. Untap the Vanifar. Do it again. Sack the corridor monitor. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, our opponent's about to die. Opponent's about to die. Extraction specialist. Get back the corridor monitor. Untap the Prime Speaker Vannifar. Do it again. It just keeps happening. Corridor monitor sacked. Get a Renegade Rallier now. Same thing. Get back the corridor monitor. Corridor monitor. Untap the Vanifar. Sacrifice corridor monitor. Renegade Rallier number 2. 3 more to go. 3 more to go. Renegade Rallier. We did it. We did it. Untap an opponent scoops it up. Oh, opponent had all the removal and we still got there. Did you get a chance to check the deck list? I don't know what deck list you're talking about, Doug. What deck list? Did you send me one? I got your email from a couple days ago about making a deck list, but I didn't see an actual deck list. Was there another email that I missed? Whew. All right. We took down the Crim deck. We took them down. That was actually kind of impressive to fight through that. Hey, McCary with the $20 donation. Gross Modern Topic. Oh my! I saw this deck. This deck may or may not be coming up on the YouTube. I saw this deck on Twitter or on Reddit. I mean, it's literally a Graz deck. Who would have thought? They print one of the best reanimation targets in a long time in Atraxa. In the same set, there's this Juggernaut that everyone laughed at during spoiler season. And you got someone that's top 8ing a Modern Challenge trying to reanimate Graz and turn everything into Juggernauts. The deck is so ridiculous. But yes, this deck it's really funny. It's really hilarious. And it is coming up for Much Brew on the YouTube in the not super distant future. Yeah, drawing every Vanifar was actually kind of necessary there. Without all the Vanifars, we would have had a rough time. It took all of them to actually get one to stick. All right, how can we do this? When you go down a Neo form, that getting countered's pretty painful. 2 Neo forms. Leyline Binding seem pretty good. We got to be aware of Graveyard Hate. I could see Elite Spellbinder. Perhaps. Like, go down a Corridor Monitor. Go down a Renegade Rallier. Try like that. Glyph Weaver might be worth it, although, oh, his bear met the cat yet. Yes. Oh my, I haven't told you that story yet. I haven't told you the story yet. So yes, bear finally met the cat. It happened kind of accidentally where we were walking by I was walking by the basement door, and Bear saw it down the stairs, and the cat was just standing at the bottom of the stairs looking up. I was like, all right, I guess this is happening. So I took Bear down there, and it didn't go too bad. Bear was like he was like confused more than anything. He was just standing there like kind of looking at it, and the cat was looking at him, but he was pretty chill. And then after a couple minutes, he started just like sniffing it, and like they were pretty cool. So it was like perfectly good. Dr. Sandor, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Hey Seth, this is a disabled game where I have to use a Windows touch-based tablet screen. Ever since December, Arena stopped working on these type of devices. Haven't been able to play Magic. I haven't heard anything back from Wizards, oh boy, about fixing this. Wondering if I might be able to chat, if maybe the chat could help get some noise going to get this fixed. Well, Dr. Sandlor, can you, if you get a chance, will you send me like an email or a DM on Twitter or something, whatever is convenient for you, so I don't forget about it, and I will see what I can do to look into it. I mean, I don't work for WotC, and I don't know how much pull I have, but I could definitely help shed more light on it, at least. But yes, thank you so much for subscribing, by the way. I got a cat accidentally. So cat story. Everything went good with the cat. I was feeling pretty confident. I go back upstairs with Bear.
Let's pound these metal monstrosities into dust.
Yeah, let's just mill, see if we hit something. Ooh, Fauna Shaman's actually, Yeah, I guess we take Fauna Shaman. Those are big hits, because now we can Extraction Specialist back creatures, too. Also, Fauna Shaman works really well with Tyvar's haste. So everything, I feel real confident. Bear's, like, super chill with the cat. The cat's... Bear's super chill with the cat. The cat's being fine. The cat's super confident. So that night I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to bring him back down there. I'll bring him back down there. They seem to be getting along. We'll introduce him again. This will be great. This will be great. So I bring Bear back down there that evening. And I'm sitting there. The cat's kind of sitting next to me. Bear's standing there, and they're fine. Bear's just standing there. The cat's just looking, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Bear just does like, have you ever seen like a shark bite? Have you ever seen what it looks like when a shark like comes, like Jaws, like comes up from the ocean and just like that huge open raw mouth? He basically just shark bites the cat out of nowhere. He wasn't mad. He wasn't growling or barking. Just all of a sudden, he's just like, "Rom," and does this huge bite. And I was like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. And I'm still not convinced that Bear's like 100 and I don't even know, 65 pound Rottweiler, and the cat's a cat. So very, very much bigger. So I was like, oh no. And I don't think he was being mean, or if he was like playing with it like he would a puppy and he doesn't realize his own size. Like, I don't know. So I was a little nervous. So I get Bear back upstairs, like, oh no, he's gonna eat this cat. And I figured the cat would be really scared, because the cat was already like very hidey. It would like stay behind couches and stuff. But the cat, like, the next day, it just sat on the top step of the basement and just meowed until I opened the door. And it just comes up and, like, hangs out in the upstairs and walks by Bear. And it is not intimidated even a little bit by Bear. It is, like, straight up not scared at all. So I think it's going to work out. I think Bear was just trying to figure out what it tasted like. He's a hungry boy. He's how many pounds? Last time he went to the vet, he was 150 something, and I think he's a little bigger than that now. And I think, so the cat name, I think it's going to be Cece for couch cat, because not only did it come into my life by hiding in the couch, but it really likes the couch. Its favorite place is to like lay in the sun on the top of the couch. So I think I'm gonna go with CC for Couch Cat. It fits her. I think it would be spelled out like CEECEE, but it's an abbreviation for Couch Cat. So yeah, CC and the bear. What do we do here? Well, let's take down Tyvar.
Rally, my friend.
Get a Llanowar Elves. I mean, we're kind of close to going off. Opponent does Shieldred stuff. Opponent plays a land. Well, let's see what they hit with the Narset. This is the moment of truth. We can get the Vanifar. We don't have haste, though. What does our opponent find? Nothing. Stone, nothing. And they get in. Well, we will discard a Corridor Monitor. Tutor up a Vanifar. Take our beats down to 12. We drop to 10. We get... Opponent's got a top deck. Opponent's got a top deck. They got a top deck. We play a Vanifar. Next turn, the game ends. We go to combat. We attack the Narset, so our opponent doesn't get to draw. We pass the turn. This is it. No top deck. No top deck. Opponent gains some life. Do they top deck? Opponent combat attacks. Sure, we will not block. Are we taking down the control deck? Are we doing it? It's just a land. It's just a land. Okay, opponent drains us. That is fine. We don't care. Tap for mana. Sack the Llanowar Elves. As long as we didn't sideboard out too many combo pieces. Okay, Corridor Monitor. Untap Vanifar. GG. GG. We got him. Wow, maybe the deck's good. Vanifar. Sacks the Corridor Monitor. And here comes the parade. Extraction Specialist. Gets back a Corridor Monitor. Untaps a Vanifar. And opponent scoops it up. Wow, that was actually pretty impressive. Oh, Doug, if you told me about the deck list, I think I missed it. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the actual game. But I am curious what the deck list you were asking me about was. Yeah, that's it. All you need to do, the power of Vanifar Combo. So the downside of Vanifar Combo is you need an unsummoning sick Vanifar. And that can be challenging. That's where Tyvar comes in to help by giving it haste. The power of the combo is if you can untap with Vanifar and another creature on the battlefield, you just win. You just win on the spot by looping stuff with Vanifar. Like, it's actually kind of ridiculous. Have you been playing with that yet? Brewing Vat Anvil Reanimator for Standard felt so amazing. Ooh, I haven't. I like that, but I haven't actually got to the point of building around it. I have been messing around a little bit with sacrifice decks. That's actually super sweet. I've been playing one with Urbras Forge. And Urbras Forge has been a lot better than I expected. But the idea of reanimating Atraxa looks super spicy too. I like that. Ooh, let me see, Doug. I don't have a Spellslinger deck. That looks super good. And it looks fun. I never get to play Spellslinger. So I like the idea of having a Spellslinger deck to mess around with. And Viran's definitely a super, super sweet commander for a Spellslinger. Yeah, that looks awesome. Yeah, thank you, Doug. So this deck is like Neoform Dual Caster combo, but creatures only. Oh, this is easy mode. This is the easy mode. Oh, so the finish is, hopefully we see the whole thing, opponent scoops. There's another 3-drop Keldon Strike team that gives everything haste. So we get all 4 Extraction Specialists, all 4 Renegade Ralliers, and then the last thing we get is haste so we can attack right away. The other, oh my goodness, when we get to the other version of the combo, it is like so convoluted. Yeah, the upside of Vanifar Combo, like we talked about before, is just like how little you need to make it work. Like, it's really Vanifar and any other creature. You don't need you don't need 3 different pieces in hand or anything like that. It's like actually very, very simple and straightforward. Sand actually looks really good. We can run out the Corridor Monitor. All right, well, we'll see. Maybe our opponent just combos us. This does look like a turn. I mean, this is a turn 4 win. We'll see if it's fast enough. Opponent Opponent could be going off with Green Devotion by the time we get to that. Forest. And Old Growth Troll. Oh, that's an issue. That is an issue. Now if we play Tyvar, it just dies, or we have to... Actually, wait. This works, right? So we play Tyvar, chump with Corridor Monitor, then we can reanimate it with Tyvar, play Vanifar, win. That should be fine. The downside of Vanifar Combo, aside from fragility, is how much room it takes in the deck list. That is another downside. You do have to play a lot of combo pieces in the deck. I think we're fine to Tyvar. Play the land, play Tyvar. Dig up Tyvar. Pass the turn. As long as this sticks, we should win next turn. Opponent combo. Combat, rather. Attacks. We will block. Okay. Okay. Hold. Hold. Love Strike Beast. That's fine. That. Oh! GG. GG combo deck. GG. Okay, so Tyvar. Gonna prove its worth. Tick down. Mill. Get back Corridor Monitor. Yup. And play the land. Prime Speaker Vannifar. And kill ya. Select the Corridor Monitor. Here we go. Extraction Specialist. Get back the Corridor Monitor. Untap the Vanifar. Do it again. Select the Corridor Monitor. I mean, Tyvar might be the best for older formats. Get it back. Untap. And number 3, Vanifar, Corridor Monitor, Extraction Specialist, untap it. And now we repeat the process with Renegade Ralliers. Yes, Renegade Rallier, please. Get back to Corridor Monitor. This deck actually seems kind of busted. And then we'll sack the Corridor Monitor. I was hoping it would work. As I was putting it together, I was like, this should work, right? And it seems like so far it is. How about a Corridor Monitor? Yeah, that is a risk. Although, like, even if we top deck it, we're still gonna have a huge board. It just means we have to wait a turn until we attack with everything, which could be an issue against control, but we still have like a million bodies on the battlefield. This should be lethal, right? Opponent's at 20. Is this actually lethal? Maybe it's not. Is this actually lethal here? Renegade Rallier. Are we gonna end up 3, 6, 9, 12, 15? We're gonna end up 2 damage short. We are. Where's our? Do we mill an Oh, there's one in hand. Okay. Well, I mean. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, we're going to end up 2 damage short, right? So we get Keldon Strike Team. We attack with everything. Is the Strike Team attack enough? 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, okay, it is. Wow, I forgot about the Strike Team damage. We are good. We are good. We got there. Strike Team for the win. Yeah, we're playing Explorer at the moment. Well, move over Mono Green Devotion. I mean, like any combo deck, its biggest enemy is not during the combo piece. That is true, although one thing I really like about this deck, yeah, the nice thing about Keldon Strike Team is that even if it dies, you still get the haste. So that's the big, and you get power out of it, which is nice too. One thing I really like about how this works with Tyvar is Fauna Shaman actually becomes very good when you can activate it with haste. So Fauna Shaman becomes a pretty consistent way to find Prime Speaker, and we have 4 Neoforms too that can sack any of our 3-drops. So we actually have quite a few ways to find Vanifar. What do we brain here? Nykthos, I think. Nykthos is probably what I'm most scared of. I think we bring in Revokers to name the Planeswalkers. And still Stone Brain to try to get Nykthos. I don't know if that's a good plan. I don't know if that's actually going to be... if that's actually going to be realistic enough, but that's the idea anyway. Maybe we got to go down one Tyvar, maybe. Something like that. Yeah, Phyrexian Revoker is an Explorer. It was printed in what, core set 2020 or something? Wasn't it reprinted in a like somewhat... It was reprinted in a somewhat recent core set. Oh, maybe it was 2015, so not that recent, but yes, it is in the format. We have a new donation from Lucid. Well, honk honk. Hey Seth, it sounds scary, but I promise it isn't. I'm having face surgery next week to support my gender transition. Gonna be out of commission for a good couple weeks. I'm excited, also terrified, but looking forward to doing hobbies while I'm out. That's super exciting, Lucid. Oh, congratulations. Well, enjoy having a couple of weeks off from from the rest of everything, jobs and all that stuff. So that'll be super cool. That's actually super exciting. Oh, wait, we can revoke Mana Dorks. That's right. That's even better. Revoker. Elvish Mystic. Actually, we should still name the Planeswalker, right? That is also a Mana Dork. Kiora Behemoth Beckoner. Pass the turn. Thank you so much for the donation, Lucid, by the way. Opponent. Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, Kiora is essentially a Mana Dork too, so I think we might as well... It's a Mana Dork that can be 20 Mana Dorks if there's a Nick. Wow, okay. Or even just 2 Mana Dorks with Wolffellow Haven. When am I drawing an untapped land here? Extraction Specialist. Well, okay, this is kind of cute. Fable, crack it. Grab a Forest. Renegade Rallier. Get back the Fable. And pass the turn. So we need 2 turns. 2 turns for the win, potentially. I find some combo decks on Arena are too hard, at least for me. Having the Xerac combo with Gwen and Relic of Legends, I time it all the time going through the dungeons. Any suggestions? That is kind of an Arena issue or a digital Magic issue. Uh-oh. How bad is a Karn? Gets a Pithing Needle. Alright, we don't actually have an answer for Pithing Needle at the moment, do we? Ha! So... now what? Name's Prime Speaker. Well, that's gonna make things difficult. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with them naming the fetch, honestly, if they want to. I will accept the fetch if it means our Vanifar is unlocked. Oh, this is gonna be bad. That card's so busted. Is it still good to play Vanifar? I don't even know if it is. It might be better to revoke the Koth. Yeah, we need to find an answer to get a Skyclave to then combo off. I think we gotta stop the... Karn first. Karn unchecked is so good. Breeding Pool tapped. Pass the turn. I got Koth on the mind. That's a biggin. Cavalier of Thorns. Even with us shutting the cure down, it's still doing so much here. And opponent. Well, no Nykthos at least. That's a small victory. That's a small victory. Opponent land, Elvish Mystic. Well, we will... Sure. And the Llanowar Elves. Well, this is like basically what our opponents got. Can we find an answer to this Pithing Needle to win the game? Opponent hits us to 13. Well, now we'll play the Vanifar. Play the land untapped. Corridor Monitor. These Pithing Needles are making this game so weird. Both decks are kind of getting hit pretty hard by Pithing Needle effects. Fun fact, I noticed with Encroaching Mycosynth in the sideboard, Karn can fetch anything. Could be some weird combos. Encroaching Mycosynth... Really? Really? Alright. Well, that is legal. That is legal. Opponent has an Ugin. We draw nothing. Well, now we have to... Yeah, there might just be no way we can win from here with this Pithing Needle out. We have answers in our deck. It's just taking way too long to find them. Now we gotta shut down Ugin. We still can't attack. I mean, this is kind of the drawback. If we're not comboing, the rest of our deck is pretty janky. Have more Shadows over Innistrad spoilers come out? Yeah, there's been some big... I wonder if I can find it. There's been some big news about Shadows over Innistrad Remastered. There's a bonus sheet, which is really going to change things. Hang on, let's finish getting wrecked here, and then I'll pull it up. Opponent. Yep. Kills the Revoker, turns on Ugin. Kills our Revoker. I mean, basically, we're gonna wait one more turn. If we draw, like, a Skyclave or something, we can just try to combo. Even though our opponents build up a big enough board, I don't think it's even lethal, and then they can just Ugin. Opponent. Sure, kills our food. Ugh. This deck. I was really hoping this deck would break the Pro Tour so they would actually do the right thing and get rid of Karn, but then it fizzled. Hey, what's up, Aaron? How are you? Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, wait, did we get a raid? Did I miss it? Did I miss a raid? I'm so confused. Oh, here's Aaron. Thank you for the raid. Heart of Kieran. That's not very good. But sure. All right, well, one draw. One top deck to maybe steal the win. It all comes down to this one draw. It's got to answer Pithing Needle. That is it. That is all. Either it answers Pithing Needle or we concede. All right. Neoform. Ooh, wait. Also going to be interesting. Will this be enough? We've already used an extraction specialist. This can answer the needle. 1, 2, 3 blockers. I mean, yeah, here we go. I think this could work. So, Neoform. Sack the Corridor Monitor. Get a Skyclave to get rid of the Pithing Needle. Vanifar. Sack the Gilded Goose. I don't know if we're gonna have enough damage. Get a Corridor Monitor, untap Vanifar. Well, here goes nothing. I don't know. Has anyone done the math? Do we actually win? Do we actually win from this position? The Needle was naming Vanifar. So, okay, Extraction Specialist 1. They probably should have just got Graveyard Hate, actually. I think Graveyard Hate might have been better. Okay, untap Vanifar. Can we take down the best deck in the format? Can we take down the best deck in the format? Sack it. Get an extraction specialist. Get it back. Corridor monitor. Untap the Vanifar. Is it enough? Is it enough? Sacrifice the corridor monitor. Oh, Doug, I'll get your donation as soon as we finish comboing. Thank you so much. Extraction specialist. Get back the corridor monitor. Yes, yes. Yes, get it back. Untap Vanifar. Do we win through 3 blockers? We have an Ox. We do have an Ox. Maybe the Ox our opponent gave us will save us. Now we need Renegade Ralliers. 3 of those. Get back the corridor monitor. Untap the Vanifar. Oh, I guess you're right. It is 4 blockers, isn't it? Are they going to win because of the Hardikiran? Oh, we're actually going to have to think, aren't we? I don't want to think. This is supposed to be easy. I don't want to have to think about it. I don't think we deal 20 through that many blockers. So, get a Renegade Rallier. Corridor Monitor. Untap Van. Now we actually got to think. Well, the problem is then they just Ugin. Okay. So they block 4 3/3s. 3, 6, 9, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, that's enough. Oh, wait. 18, 19. Wait. So they block 4 3/3s. This is tapped. 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Strike team is 3. I think it's Xaxes. Sack the corridor monitor. I think it's like exactly enough. Kaladin strike team. Haste him up, and yeah, I mean, you figure it out, opponent. We're swinging them all at your face. Here they come. See if you can live. We have a new donation from Dan Wildfire, $2 donation. Debating between Grixis Spellslinger, tutors but scared fear the target, Teamer, perfect commander pairing for you in Helden and Paco, literally a bearded man and his dog, or Vran, Spellslinger Banner Monogon, you've never been able to play. Ooh. So I would say not Grixis. I like the Paco and Helden plan. I also like Vran. I would cross Grixis off. I don't really like to play a lot of tutors in Commander anyway. So I'm fine with not playing the tutor version. About it. Down to Xaxes. Xaxes. Through the hate. We beat an Ugin. We beat a Karn. We beat a Kiora. How do we win this? How do we win this? Record is not correct. We're actually, what, 2-0? We just started a little bit ago. I think it's 2-0 now. That was an impressive... Maybe it's 3... Are we 3-0? Maybe we're 3-0. We haven't lost yet. I know that. Wow. Did we break... I didn't say it. I didn't say it, Dandy Floss. You said it. But did we break it? When we got an orb? I haven't even looked at the mastery. Is the mastery any good for... Wow. Why is it Brothers War Mastery Tree? Oh, I never spent my orbs for Brothers War. Can I get anything cool? We have 5 orbs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can complete... Oh, we can't even complete any of them. Ugh. All right, forget it. Let's just play Magic. Oh, we won by our Vanifar Tyvar combo. So yes, the big news about Shadows over Innistrad. Someone asked about this a minute ago. We're getting spoilers, expected stuff. Sigarda's a thing in nice, random planeswalkers like Jason Raveler. Secrets, Eldritch Moon is a big one. Mausoleum Wanderer, that's really big for spirits. But the big news, maybe the most exciting news, is Wizards announced that with this set, they're going to do a bonus sheet. The bonus sheet is going to have cards that are not from Shadows over Innistrad block, and it's going to rotate every week. So every week, if you draft Shadows over Innistrad, the format's going to be a little bit different because of the bonus sheet. And this also lets Wizards put some masterpiece style cards onto Arena, cards that we would otherwise not have. So far we know Grizzlebrand, one of the best reanimation targets in the history of the game. Snapcaster, iconic, great for control, great for tempo. Hasn't seen as much play in Modern recently, but Historic might be the right pace for it. Haven Ghoul-Lich, I don't know about Haven Ghoul. I mean, fine, whatever, I'm glad you added it, but I've never really seen anyone play Haven Ghoul-Lich. Falconwrath Aristocrat, one of the original Aristocrats. Mirror of Avarug for Werewolves. Avacyn Pilgrim, the White Manador, Doom Traveler, another Aristocrat piece, Faithless Looting, which we already kind of have, but we'll get the old art on it. Lingering Souls, one of the best token producers. So the fact that they're doing the bonus sheet is actually makes me way more hyped for this. I was already hyped for it, but now I'm like really hyped for it. Ooh. One land, double use. Do you think, we were talking about this on the podcast, I want your opinion, chat. Do you think that they're going to put Emrakul onto Arena? Little Emrakul. It is like the face card of Shadows over Innistrad block. It was banned in Standard. It's iconic. However, as far as I'm aware, there's no card on Arena that lets you... Oh boy, this is a worse one lander. Well, we're back to where we start. We're back to where we started. 2 geese, except now we have 5 cards in hand. We should have just kept that first one if we knew this is how it was gonna go. I don't believe there's any card on Arena that lets you control your opponent's turn, right? That's the one thing that kind of makes me skeptical, is like, I'm not sure that they'll do it. I'm not sure that they will take the time to program it. We have a new donation from Phyrexian Alliterator, $2 donation. That sounds like a really good unset card. I'm surprised there's not some sort of like, say a bunch of weird, say 5 words that alliterate or something. Oh boy, this is not gonna be good. Say 5 words in a row that are an alliteration, and you get like what to draw a card or something. That sounds like an actual unset card. Any cat updates? I saw someone suggest the name Emperor because she wandered in. What about Wanda, short for Wanderer? I also like Savannah, short for Savannah Lions. So right now I'm leaning towards, and I had to have a name because she has a vet appointment for next week, and the vet. Apparently you gotta name your pets. I don't know, all these rules and regulations. Yeah, we're fair enough. Magic gods did not want us to win this one. I was going with CC, I think. Like the letter C or CEECE for Couch Cat, because it snuck in and lived in my couch for a few days, and before I realized it was there. If the cat was sneakier and it knew enough to go to the bathroom outside, it might still be living in the couch, actually. Apparently I'm pretty oblivious to cats being around. The cat, which we also determined is a female and may or may not be pregnant. That will be confirmed by the vet when she goes next week. But she's pretty funny around Bear, because she's not scared of Bear, even though Bear is just huge, but she knows enough to like keep an eye out for him. So like last night, Bear was just sleeping like in the door of my office that goes down the hallway, and Bear was just like sleeping right in the doorway facing out the hallway, and the cat just kind of like comes walking down, and it'll like take a couple steps and then just kind of like look over its shoulder to make sure Bear's still just laying there snoring, big old Bear, and they'll take a few more steps and then like just look back to make sure Bear's not noticing it. Yeah, I think CC is what I'm going with. CC and Bear. Is Emrakul coming to Arena? It should be coming to Arena. It is the most iconic card from Shadows over Innistrad block. Like, it is the card. That's what that entire set is about. So I would say it should be. Whether or not it actually is, we will have to wait and see. I wonder if it's worth playing Leyline. Like Leyline of Sanctity to protect from discard, because we do need Prime Speaker to resolve. I'm not sure if we change much of anything. There's definitely still brewing. I put this deck together today. I think there's definitely still brewing to be done. Skrelv could be really good as a way to protect Vanifar if we don't have Tyvar to win right away, or even if we do, just a fizzle instant speed removal spell. So there's a lot of possibilities. The night kitchen cat, indeed. The cat is currently living in my basement, although it's becoming more confident, so now it does come upstairs too, especially if Bear's not around. And yeah, it's got a vet appointment. I talked to the vet, and it's not chipped or anything, but it's got to go and get its shots and have a full appointment next week. Ooh, oh, you're actually brewing. I've never actually brewed beer. I don't really like beer. It's cool to know how to do though. Have you made physical contact with the cat yet? Yes. The cat actually likes, it actually really likes people. I don't know, it's gotta be, so here's my guess at this point. So the cat's not chipped. I live out in the middle of nowhere where, cats tend to be abandoned. That's something that's happened many times. People will go out on these back roads and drop off a cat that they don't want anymore. My guess is this was someone's pet, because she's just like so comfortable with people, likes being around people, not really scared of Bear. I'm guessing that it's someone's pet, and I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out when she goes to the vet next week that maybe she's pregnant, and the person just did not want to deal with wow, oh goodness. Well, now we're seeing a hard matchup, which is a deck that is just overloaded with every removal spell possible. And we're seeing the downside of Neoform, which is without anything on the battlefield, it's pretty bad. Can you shout out my boy Hunter's 15 and plays Garuda in Commander? Ooh, Garuda. Oh, this is a nightmare. Oh, we're so dead. Garuda is a super cool commander. Hello, Hunter. Enjoy your Garuda-ing. Am I gonna keep the kittens? No, I'm gonna have to. I'm not really a cat person. I actually I kind of like this cat just because the story I think is kind of funny. Like, I feel like the cat really wants to be here. It snuck into the house and just like made it work. And if it's gonna put that much effort into being here, I think I gotta accept it. But I've never really been like some huge cat person, so I'm definitely not interested in having 10 cats living in my house after I have kittens. So I'm gonna have to figure out, like, I know a couple people who said they would want kittens, so I think I can give away a couple. I'm hoping I can find people who will give them all good homes rather than bringing them to some sort of shelter or something. I don't know if did I ever actually say I wanted a cat? I don't know if I've ever said the words I wanted a cat. I know I said I wanted a dog, but you never own a cat. They just hang out with you until they find somewhere better to me. That's kind of what it feels like with this cat, at least. Yeah, this is gonna be it. So what do we do against Rakdos? Rakdos is another popular deck. This has not felt great. Is there something we can do to improve the matchup against Rakdos? Leyline maybe, Skrelv. This is where more protection could, I mean, we're also just running absolutely pitifully. Like, Thoughtseize, removal, draw 8 lands. That is not going to get a job done. Auction them to Twitch fans, call it Secret Lair OMG Kitties Part 2. I thought about that. I thought about opening it up to people on Twitch or whatever. The only thing is, like, how do I get a cat to... Oh, I didn't turn on. Hang on. I don't know how bad the desktop is. We'll see. You might have to avert your eyes. It might be kind of clean though. That's not that bad. That is plenty of space. Here, cardboard live should take care of the deck list. Also, !deck will always pop up the deck list. I just don't know how to get the cats to people. Like, if one of you wanted a kitten, and this is assuming it actually is pregnant. Maybe she's not pregnant. That's not even an issue. But if she is pregnant and someone wanted a kitten, I would totally be down for that. I just don't know how to get it there. I heard you could. I actually heard you can ship cats and other animals, but I don't think I'd feel comfortable putting a cat in the mail. I don't even know how you do it. Does anyone know anything about that? Is that actually true? Someone told me that you can send animals through the mail, and I just imagine like having a kitten and putting a stamp on it, like shaving an address into its fur and just like tossing it in the mailbox. That can't be right. Wait, do you actually turn Arena to window mode to minimize it instead of alt tabbing? Alt tabbing? What's that? What is alt tab? What is this sorcery? We actually want Renegade Rallier in our deck, I think. I mean, this is, if we're not disrupted too much, this is a potential turn 4 kill. Tried to mail a tiger through the mail? Oh no. Rakdos again? Come on, opponent. Chill with the Rakdosing. You could put a small kitten in one of those plastic boxes. That would have to be a really small kitten. Well, play the land. Go to combat attack. Play Tyvar. Untap Fauna Shaman. Oh, we need a land. We need a land. About it. If we draw land here, we could just win. About it. Beseju. Sure. Hold. Oh. Opponent has a Tyvar of their own. Takes down.
We're in this together.
Gets a Priest of Forgotten Gods. Oh, come on, deck. Come on, deck. Show us a land. Show us a land. Show us a land. Do we block? Maybe? We don't need this Fauna Shaman, right? So if we draw land, Gilded Goose, Haste, Prime Speaker, win. Yeah, I think we block. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Oh, Deputy of Detention. That's not a land. Now what? Advice from someone who has had home kittens before: even if you don't actually want to sell them, always ask for some form of payment to anyone wanting one to make sure they're serious about caring for it. It's actually good advice. I've never had to give away kittens before, so that's a good idea. Did you know at one time it was legal to mail people? You ever listen to Velvet Underground? There's I didn't know that it was actually legal to mail people, but I assume that it was legal to mail people because, well, Gilded Goose, Deputy of Detention, get rid of the Priest of Forgotten Gods, take down Tyvar, get a Fauna Shaman, pass the turn. Same point. We need a land. We need a land. Waldo Jeffers. It's from White Light, White Heat. What is that? What is actual? I can't think of the name of that song right now. But I assumed it was actually illegal because of poor Waldo Jeffers getting the beat down. So let's see. Fauna Shaman. Pitch a Skyclave Apparition. Oh, we're so close. Get a Llanowar Elves. Play the Llanowar Elves. Take up Tyvar to untap Fauna Shaman. Pass the turn. Actually, do we attack? Yeah, no attacks. Pass the turn. Next turn. Next turn, we should have it. Mana Confluence was added in a recent historic anthology. Ah, The Gift, that's what the name of it was, you're right. It's just like a poem, essentially. Hey, Seth, nice to see you. I've been a longtime fan of MTG Goldfish content, and yours in particular. Wanted to ask you, sometime you never visit other content creators like Tyvar Community College. Also, not sure whether you know, but I have some, Also, I'm not sure whether you know, but for some unknown reason, here in Ukraine, MTG Community only uses your website as a source of card prices and every other relevant news. Hey, I didn't know that. That's actually super cool. The main reason I don't... Ooh. So we're going to be able to activate the... Hopefully we're good. We'll see. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Opponent. Kills our Fauna Shaman. Makes mana. Zulaport Cutthroat. Tap land. Are we cashing in the Tyvar? Okay, untaps the priest.
Show them what you
And okay, we should be good. We should be good. So make a food. We make a food. So the main reason I don't do more with a lot of content creators is I just live on the far other side of the country. I live in a very like rural part of upstate New York. So to travel most places, it's just like a big hassle. So spending a day traveling to like get to the West Coast and a day traveling back and all that kind of stuff. That's the main reason that I don't do more of that, honestly. Oh, play the... I mean, we should win here. This should just be game. Fabled Passage. Crack it. Grab a Plains. Well, I mean, play Vanifar. And let the good times roll. It is combo time. Vanifar. Sag the Llanowar Elf. Get a corridor monitor. And untap. And now we do some clicking. And sag the corridor monitor. Is everyone out on the West Coast? I mean, I think that's where most people are. Like, Tyvar Community College, game nights, even MTG Goldfish, really. Krim, Richard. There's like some Star City Games stuff that used to be in Virginia, but Star City Games is really cut down on their content stuff quite a bit. So that's, and plus Star City Games is always like super spiky content. Like that was kind of the home for like, if you want to grind the SCG Open series or whatever. But I'm sure that more of that stuff will happen in the future. Let's untap Prime Speaker. Zach Corridor, I mean, this is just game, right? Our opponent might not realize that they're dead, but I'm pretty sure they are. Extraction Specialist, Corridor Monitor. I mean, the East Coast has got some stuff going for it. I'm here. I mean, actually, though, the West Coast is... What does the East Coast actually have going for it compared to the West Coast? Probably not much. Corridor Monitor. Untap Vanifar. And now to the Renegade Ralliers. Number 1. And get back Corridor Monitor. And untap Vanifar. I don't think people know this combo, so I don't think our opponent realizes that they're dead yet. Politicians, that's not a win. That's a negative, I think. Untap Prime Speaker. Set Corridor Monitor. I mean, New York, we do have that guy that just, like, made up his entire life story and got elected to Congress. How is that possible in 2023 that you can just literally make up your entire, like, literally your entire life story and make it to Congress? Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Broadway, okay, Broadway. I'm not a musical person, but that's actually a legit argument for East Coast. I will give you that. Yankees, like sports teams. I think East Coast sports teams are probably better than West Coast sports teams. Weather, I think the West Coast definitely wins the weather award. Unless you really like snow, then maybe you like the East Coast. Last piece of the puzzle, Keldon Strike Team. And I guess we might as well take down Tyvar to get Corridor Monitor and untap Vanifar. And here they come. Combat. Swing. And die. Stack's actually good. Need a trip down to Long Island and learn how White Lotusy those people are. What is White Lotus? What is... I don't know what White Lotusy actually means. About it, scoops it up. Ooh, I haven't watched it. Is it worth watching? I mean, I think HBO shows have a pretty high hit rate. Some of the best shows of all time are HBO shows. So if someone ever says the show's good and it's on HBO, I'm usually willing to give it a shot based on the recommendation plus the fact that I tend to think of HBO as a place that makes good shows, or at least there's a chance that they'll make a good show. It's like a Black Lotus. 0 mana artifact, tap, gain 3 life. I'm surprised they haven't made that yet. Last of Us. I keep seeing people talk about Last of Us. Would I ever go to an event in Connecticut? Would be a possibility. Like, Connecticut's within reasonable driving distance. Like, I think if you're within like 5 hours, I can think of that as like being reasonable enough to try driving to. Might have been good to play Graveyard 8. We didn't actually really play any. Might have been a mistake. Although we did just crush that last game, so maybe it's fine. But, yeah, let's just Deputy, I guess, run it like that. Yeah, the sideboard could probably be better. Hey, what's up, Vars? How are you? Good to see you, good to see you. We are Tyvar Nafaring. Tyvar Vannifar Combo. It's kind of working, though. Yeah, Last of Us is like a pandemic-style apocalyptic show. I mean, I can get to New York in about a little under 5 hours, probably. 4 to 5 hours. Let's just Fabled Passage go. This hand's not bad. I like the Tyvars. We got the Vanifar. Priest of Forgotten Gods. Oh, it's Walking Dead? I don't know. I never got into Walking Dead. Everyone freaked out about Walking Dead because of the Secret Lair drop, and I was just like, what? I mean, I knew what it was. I think everyone probably knew what Walking Dead was because it was like a big thing at one point, but I've never even tried watching it. I'm kind of, New York is big. People don't realize how big New York is. But it's actually maybe it's a little less than that. It was like, I drove to New Jersey for the SCD event that was pretty close. Oh dear. That was pretty close to New York, and it was about 4.5 hours to get to New Jersey. It's walking and it's dead. And whoa, Strider. Man, opponent just going off with his Priest of Forgotten Gods. Is there even any point in playing anything in this world? I mean, I guess we play a Gilded Goose, play a Llanowar Elves. But I feel like we just get priest locked here. Maybe we want Phyrexian Revoker named Priest. Maybe Priest is important to what our opponent's doing. The Walking Dead is good for about 3 seasons, then it's such a bad repetition of the same formula. What is, so, oh, what a world. What do you think of South Park? Is South Park a good show? I feel like out of animated shows. So here's why I thought of South Park. I haven't thought about South Park in like, I don't know, a decade or something, like a very long time. And then my mother who's like pretty like in her 60s and whatnot, but in very just like super conservative and not the kind of person who like would ever watch South Park, but she's like obsessed with royal drama. That's her kind of drama. She just wants to keep up on all the gossip and the weirdness from the royals or whatever. Wow! Oh, what a draw for our opponent. Oh, that is insane. Oh, opponent just had the absolute dream draw. Opponent's deck looks kind of cool, but yeah, that just does it, right? Tyvar. I mean, I think we're just dead. Tyvar, take it down. That Pithing Needle. We had it all set up. We can get back a Fauna Shaman. We can play a Breeding Pool untapped. We can Neoform away the Fauna Shaman, but we're at 5. Which I think means we still just die. There's just too many pieces. They got the, yeah. Priest of Forgotten Gods was activated like 10 times. But apparently there was some South Park episode about the about the Royals. So I was just randomly talking to my mother and she's like, you ever watch South Park? I was watching South Park the other night. It's like, what? You were watching South Park? It was just like the most absurd clash of realities. So it made me think, wow, is South Park actually good? It's been such a long time since I've thought about it. Kinker Bloom, I mean, we have answers. I feel like, so we need to stop that Priest from going off. That Priest was, I think the Priest was the biggest issue. So we can bring in Revokers for the Priest. I don't know if Kinker Bloom, is Kinker Bloom worth it? We could bring in Leyline Binding or Kinker Bloom. Or I guess Hostage Taker. Those all technically can deal with the Priest. The other question is, what can we cut? We can't cut more Corridor Monitors. The Mana Dorks are important. We need to find the Vanifar. I'm amazed how many people are playing Pithing Needle. I didn't realize how many decks just randomly throw Pithing Needle into it. That was probably a horrible impression of my mother, so probably not, but it's my mom, the person who like who worries about me going on Vince's stream because Vince swears so much, ends up watching South Park of all things. Vince was a bad influence because there's so much cursing on his stream. Then goes to watch South Park. I mean, I've watched South Park in the past. I kind of thought of it like Simpsons, where Simpsons, I mean, used to be like the greatest animated show of all time, but I don't currently watch Simpsons. Even though I still like animated shows. It's not like I stopped liking animated shows. Simpsons kind of like outlived its usefulness for me a little bit and got so much worse that now when I watch it, you ever like have something that was really good, a show or a band or something, and then it ends up getting bad, and when you see the bad version of it, it just kind of makes you sad because you're like, think of how good it used to be. Kind of like, I like to call it the Weezer problem. Kind of like Weezer. I feel like that happens with The Simpsons, where I don't really like watching Simpsons now because it's so it just reminds me of when they used to be good and now they're not, and that's disappointing. Well, we will play a Gilded Goose. play a... Actually, I don't even know if we play a Cankerman. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's just pass. Pass the turn. About it. Oh, I think Futurama is better than South Park, I would say. I think Futurama is one of the best animated shows. Do we just go for it? Just go all in? If the Vanifar dies, we pretty much die with it. If it doesn't die, we win the game next turn. You know what? We came here to Vanifar. I don't know if this is the right play. Missing these land drops means this is real risky, but... Alright, opponent. Tell me you don't have a removal spell. About it. Untap land. Blood Tithe Harvester. And okay, we just need a land. We just need a land for Cankerbloom and we win. Come on, Magic Gods. Come on. You owe us a land. Oh, no. No. Oh. I guess we should have been a little more specific. Well, we'll run out of Cankerbloom. I expect that we lose now, though. I think that was the turn we needed to actually have it happen. I think this... Maybe we shouldn't be playing Fabled Passage. Maybe it's not worth it. Because what I'm worried about is Blood Tithe Harvester getting got back with Tyvar to kill the Prime Speaker Vannifar, and then we're just dead. Or another Blood Tithe Harvester. Opponent besiege you. Prosperous Innkeeper. Okay, that doesn't do it. Opponent. Thinking. Are we gonna die because we're playing Fabled Passage? Where's our fetch lands on Arena? I'm surprised they haven't added real fetch lands yet. Opponent gonna kill the Cankerbloom. Okay. And okay, we should be good. We should be good. Little did our opponent know that the Cankerbloom was the bait. And the real payoff is the Deputy of Detention. Opponent. I mean, they could still have something. They can make 2 mana instant speed. Maybe they have instant speed removal that they're slow rolling. We'll grab a forest. We'll untap. Play a Skyclave. Get rid of the Pithing Needle. Well, let's see if they have it. Sack a Gilded Goose. Come on. Corridor Monitor. Untap Prime Speaker. Wait, is this just working? Our opponent's not doing anything? Prime Speaker. Sack it. Wait a minute. Is this happening? Okay. Extraction Specialist. Get back. I mean, if they had an answer, they would have used it. They would have used it. Corridor Monitor comes back into play. Untaps Prime Speaker Vannifar. I mean, we did lose to Rakdos with very heavy removal and Thought Seizes. So there are ways to beat it, but I will say it's been more impressive than I expected. I mean, wouldn't you think that fetch lands would be a good way to differentiate Historic and Pioneer / Explorer? Kind of like what they do with Paper. The big argument people use against putting... Wow, opponent's going to Salty Robe. The big argument people use... Wow, this deck's good. Let's try the other version. So this deck is good. This deck is better than The deck is rough. It's a brew. It can still be tuned. And it's posting a really solid record. So maybe it actually is busted. I kind of want to see if we can actually pull off the other one. We know this one's good. Is the other version by any chance good? So one of the arguments that people use... against adding fetches to Pioneer is it makes Pioneer and Modern feel different. I would argue that's not necessary anymore because of Modern Horizons 2. I think that even if Pioneer had fetch lands, it would feel way different because of the Modern Horizons 2 cards. But I can see that argument. That would be the same thing on Arena. Like, let there be Pioneer / Explorer with no fetches, and then Historic with fetches. That would make Historic feel more like the vintage of Magic Arena. Fetches increase the price of the format. I mean, on Arena they don't really, right? I don't think... I mean, maybe in a... I don't think so. If you look at just, like, most of the tier decks or whatever in a format like Explorer, if you're playing like a 3-color deck, you're already playing like 1 basic land, 2 basic lands, and all rare dual lands. So I think the total number of lands would... I mean, I guess the argument for increasing the price would be maybe decks play more colors, and more colors would mean less like 2-color decks, more 3-color decks, and then there'd be more dual lands. But I think in general, I don't think it would like directly really increase the price of the format. Many new players have turned to Pioneer because they didn't get fetches back in the day, cannot buy into Modern. The funny thing is, as much as Modern Horizons 2 caused some issues, it actually did a really good job of decreasing the price of the fetch lands they reprinted. Like, if they took and reprinted the fetch lands from the original fetch lands, like the allied fetch lands, prices would actually be pretty reasonable. Like, most of the, like, Scalding Tarn, traditionally the most expensive fetch land, is $91 a playset. And that's the most expensive of the ones reprinted. If you go to, like, Marsh Flats, I think Marsh Flats is, like, cheaper than a Shock land at this point. It's like $12. I think that's probably roughly the same price as a Godless Shrine. Actually cheaper, almost exactly the same price as the Shock land. So if they would reprint the polluted Delta cycle, the ones in Cons, like if they would reprint these and get them as cheap as the ones in Modern Horizons 2, the price of fetch lands actually wouldn't be a big concern anymore. Like they have found the recipe to make fetch lands not a concern. You got an Italian Marsh Flats for $5. That's absurdly cheap. Oh, also, we didn't talk about this. There were bannings yesterday. I'm curious, before we try this other version of the deck, I want to hear your thoughts on this. So, the actual changes: Legacy bannings, White Plume Adventure, one of the initiative cards, Expressive Iteration, just a super busted card. Those were banned in Legacy. Not a surprise. There was a lot of complaints about Legacy. Pretty much any Legacy player I talked to was not happy with where the format was. Basically, the format was a 2-deck format. It was Izzet Delver with Expressive Iteration versus Mono White Initiative with White Plume Adventure. That was almost half of the meta, which is unheard of in Legacy. Legacy is usually a very diverse format with a lot of very powerful decks and nothing making up a huge percent of the meta. So it was pretty busted. Wizards hit both of the big 2 decks. Hopefully it frees up the format. Like, Delver will still be a thing. It's not going to disappear. White Plume Adventure in the initiative mechanic, we might still see initiative, but mono white initiative, the dominant version, is going to be gone. The more interesting thing for me, like, Legacy changes I think are good. The funny thing is some of the thoughts, I'm curious your thoughts on, like, Pioneer and Modern. Like, Pioneer, recent Pro Tour Philadelphia showcased excellent diversity in deck building and gameplay in the Pioneer format. Among the popular decks were Rakdos, Mono Green Devotion, Gruul Vehicles, Lotus Field, Izzet Creativity, and more. Almost 20% of the field chose unique archetypes that didn't fall into the popular categories. This indicates a good amount of space for innovation and growth. With the Spotlight having recently returned to the format, we expect to see continued evolution of the metagame, but for now, things are in good place. Modern, as with the last update, Modern's in a healthy spot, with plenty of viable archetypes and a relatively flat spread among the top decks metagame shares. Izzet Murktide is currently the most popular archetype, but not by a large margin. The deck isn't showing a concerning win rate. Now things are looking good. As always, we'll keep an eye on it as more competitive play unfolds. Basically, Pioneer in Modern, in a good spot, according to Wizards. Do you agree? That would be my question. Like, what is your experience on the ground? Like, are you enjoying Pioneer and Modern? Like, Standard is Standard. Standard's gonna road. I think Standard's good. Other people don't like the grindy mid-range fest. I agree that Standard's in one of its best spots it's been in a while. I'm very curious what the player perspective is on these formats, because I know even my perspective is skewed by being a content creator. So I know that I have like a different perspective than someone who's going once a week or once a month to their LGS to play Modern or Pioneer. Like, how are these formats doing at your local game store? Like, can you go get in a game? Are there places to play? Can you go and just like jam a Pioneer F&M or some sort of event at your LGS? Very curious how it's working out, because I think that these formats, despite the flaws of Modern Horizons 2, like, I think the formats, they're right that they're diverse. I'm still a little salty about Mono Green Devotion, but I keep hearing from people sometimes like, well, I can't, in my LGS, I can't find a place to play, or in my city, there's no standard events anymore. So I'm curious what it's like on the actual ground. Like, can you actually go and enjoy these formats locally? Pioneer Modern seem healthy. Recto Scam and Modern is boring. I mean, Modern is, it's just very Modern Horizons 2E. Modern fires in my LGS, but not, Modern fires in my LGS, but Pioneer Standard and Legacy do not. I keep thinking that Pioneer is going to eventually outpace Modern. I don't think we're there yet, but I feel like Modern is going to plateau and Pioneer is going to pass it eventually. Modern always fires. My local Modern scene is like 75% blue-white control players. Ouch. Ouch. What a unique meta. Standard needs to ban Invoke Despair. In Standard, I also think there's an interesting divide between best of 1 and best of 3. I saw there was this Reddit post recent, like a day or two ago, maybe today even, where there was someone that was legitimately thinking that mono red needed to be dealt with in Standard. Like, mono red is a problem. I only play mono red. Can we do something about this? And as a best of 3 player, my mind kind of like exploded, because mono red's like not even good in Standard. You see it on occasion and it steals wins on occasion, but it's not even like a top tier archetype, when apparently in best of 1, mono red is like one of the more powerful or more heavily played archetypes. So the formats are so divided and scattered compared to how they used to be. There's so many formats, and even within the formats, there's best of 1 and best of 3 and so many different rule sets that it's definitely a very interesting time where it's hard to speak with authority on any given format, because there's just so many different ways to play them. We have a new donation from WenCube. The Evoke Elementals in Modern break the basic structure of the game and need to go. Also, clean ban Invoke Despair in Standard. The reasoning for no moves in Standard is beyond silly. What was the reasoning for no moves in Standard? And I lost the article. I remember them saying it was fun and things were good with Meat Hook being banned, but Standard needs to ban Fable, Bankbuster, Invoke, Wedding Announcement. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. Like, those cards that you named off, are they the best cards in Standard or among them? Yes. However, it is currently the beginning of March. April, May, June, July, August. We're about 6 months from rotation. At rotation, Bankbuster's gone, Fable's gone. Shieldred has actually become somewhat more manageable, I think. I think people have realized that Shieldred, it does die to removal. Its play rates come down a little bit. Invoke Despair also is another card from Kamigawa. That's going to be gone. So I feel like Wandering Emperor, I will not mind that going away. I don't think it's like a negative to the format, but I have seen it a lot. Wedding Announcement, that one will... Wedding Announcement will still be around? No, Wedding Announcement will be gone too, right? So I feel like pretty much all the cards that make people salty are going to be gone in 6 months. I can see an argument for like shaking up the format at some point if people get sick of it, but it's not that long until rotation's going to take care of those problems. If you ban the 5 best cards, there will still be the 5 best cards in Standard. That is true. Although I think there is some logic to the idea that just cards being too heavily played is a negative in and of itself. Like, I don't mind Reckoner Bankbuster. I enjoy the games that Bankbuster is played in. Both players like having cards and doing things, and the games go really long, and I find those games interesting. At the same time, if you came to me and were like, any card being in 64% of decks is just not a good thing, so it should be banned, I would listen to that argument, and often I might even agree with the argument. I think being a colorless card, maybe Bankbuster itself gets a little exception, but I do think there's some truth to just like, you don't want to see the same card every single game. That was a big part of the companion problem, is it's like, you're just seeing the same thing every game. Even if it's not always broken, just the fact that you always got to see it makes the game feel very samey, and it gets repetitive. So I think there is an argument to me, babe, that just like, it's being played, it's not too broken, it just shows up too often. Mono Black is still good, but it's not the only deck. That problem is definitely improved. Black is still the best color, but we're no longer only black decks. We definitely have a lot more diversity. You might even be able to argue that mono white is the best mono color right now. But I think black is still the best color overall, but it's certainly improved a ton from like where it was in the fall, right after we got Dominaria, or maybe Brothers War. Anyway, let's talk about this deck. We'll get in some more games. This one I'm a little nervous about. I actually pulled up, so this deck, I don't know who built it first. We played it on stream. I know Jeff Hoogland wrote an article about it. This was like a few years ago. I was in Standard. I know I didn't originally build it. I don't know if Jeff originally built it or where it came from, but I actually pulled up, as I was putting this deck together, Jeff's old article, because look at this list. Look at this list. Our last deck was pretty easy. The last deck, you do the same thing. Prime Speaker, sack it until you can keep getting Extraction Specialists and Renegade Ralliers. You get them all, you get the haste thing, you win the game. This one's a little more convoluted, where you're trying to set up this loop where you like Vanifar, sack a Land of Elves, get a Corridor Monitor, untap Vanifar, sack a Corridor Monitor to get a Hydrix Tower Scout, and then you sack that to get the Nightmare Shepherd, then you sack that to get, like, it's like a 20-step process that I do not have any confidence I'm going to execute properly, but let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Goose over Elf. So I think that Goose being 3-color makes it worth it. We often only need 1 shot of mana anyway. So I think the fact that this fixes our mana for like Tyvar and so forth probably makes it worth it. So yeah, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Combo is fun to watch, isn't it? I enjoy playing combo. I enjoy playing janky combo. I don't enjoy, especially like, here's Living End or whatever. I don't enjoy playing top tier combo decks too much, but I definitely enjoy playing janky combo decks. You know this deck very well. All right, Stone Rain. I'm gonna be leaning on you. You're the co-pilot. So what do I actually do if the cat has kittens? Apparently, I know nothing about cats' pregnancy. Apparently, it would be within like 2 months, and the cat's already been here for like a week. So it'd be in the next couple of months. What do I actually do? What is the best way to... You get bonus cats, but I don't really think I want bonus cats. Oh no, Kahira. All right, blue-white control. Oh man, there was a deck list I saw the other day. It was so beautiful. So it was like, I'm gonna say the wrong deck because I don't remember the actual archetype, but it was something like a Gruul deck or something, like a Gruul creature deck. But it met the criteria for Kahira. It was all the right creature types. So it was playing, no, it couldn't be Gruul. It was, Kahira was literally uncastable. Maybe it was like an Izzet Spellslinger deck, but whatever it was like a deck that had hardly any creatures. It met the criteria for Kahira, so the person played Kahira as their companion, basically just with a juke out, I guess. Like, they literally could not cast it, but they just wanted to reveal it and, like, I guess put the fear of Kahira in their opponent's hearts. Oh, Tyvar. This, I don't think... Oh, Tyvar actually resolved. I was not expecting Tyvar resolving. Now what? Tick up Tyvar? I don't even know. Tick down Tyvar. Let's take it down. I was just expecting it to get countered. Oh. One thing we didn't take into consideration with Tyvar is milling combo pieces. I'm pretty sure milling Gray Merchant's very bad for this deck. Behold the multiverse. Hey, what's up, Mickey Zero? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh yeah, we did a podcast about zombie tier listing over on the Commander YouTubes if you haven't seen it yet. Temporary lockdown. All right. Well, okay, so. Oh, we don't have any creatures. That Wrath was actually very good for our opponent. You know what we're going to do? We're going to Spark Double Tyvar. We're going to tick up.
Monstrosities into dust.
Actually, let's tick down. We need something. Okay, Fauna Shaman is a something. Tick up Tyvar. Past the turn. Next turn we might be able to try it. That was the first time we've done a tribal tier list, so if people like it, there's definitely the possibility that we do more in the future. All right, Teferi. Opponent gonna draw some cards and untap. Well, let me see Corneus. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, oh, we're gonna get like censored or something. What do we do here? Oh, that looks fun, Corneus. Urza Construction Drone. Oh, I was like, where's the Tron lands? We're doing it the alchemy way. We're building our own Tron lands. Just play the monitor. The monitor doesn't do anything though. Vanifar next turn. Well, if we're going to do that, we might as well play the Scout probably, right? So I'm newer to MTG and Arena. I'm actually surprised the tutorial for Arena doesn't explain Planeswalkers because I don't understand them. Oh, well, sneaky Shelly. Yeah, the tutorial for Arena, I would say, could be improved. There could be ways that it could be a little bit better. So Planeswalkers. The easiest way to think of Planeswalkers, I would say, is think of them as another player. So I will use, we're going to attack this Teferi here. I guess we should have done that in the opposite order and we could have untapped it. Hit the Teferi. So we have Tyvar Jubilant Brawler. Tyvar, it comes into play with 3 loyalty. Loyalty is essentially a Planeswalker's life total. If a Planeswalker ever hits 0 loyalty, it goes to the graveyard. It dies. So think of Tyvar as like a teammate almost that's helping you. In every turn, you can use your Planeswalker 1 time, and you can use any of its abilities. So if you use Tyvar's +1 ability to untap a creature, it essentially gains a life. You get to add another loyalty counter to it. If you use its -2 to mill some cards and return a creature to the battlefield, you essentially are spending 2 life, spending 2 of its loyalty, which is getting it closer to dying, because if it runs out of loyalty, then it dies. So hopefully that's an okay explanation, but it's essentially like having another player on your team with its loyalty counters being its version of life. Opponent's only got 1. All right, this is the time. So Tyvar, tick it down.
Share in my glory.
All right, Stone Rain. Stone Rain, here we go. Gilded Goose Hong Kong. Here we go. Prime Speaker Vannifar. So, can we do this successfully? Vanifar, sack the Gilded. I am expecting a punt here. Let's see. So we get a corridor monitor. That untaps the Prime Speaker Vannifar. I always get confused I always get confused after this step. So we sack the corridor monitor. The step with the Woe Strider is the one that throws me off, essentially. So now we get Hydrix Tower Scout, right? Untap Vanifar. We also have one Tyvar activation, which is going to make this a lot easier. So I guess we can just... This probably makes it way easier. So we can Tower Scout. So we can just get Nightmare Shepherd, right? Yeah. So we sack this to get Nightmare Shepherd. This gets way easier with a Tyvar, because now we can take down Tyvar. Spark Double's gone. Spark Double's a Tyvar now. So we can take down Tyvar.
It's not a victory without you.
Get back. Oh my god. Are we going to do this successfully? Gilded Goose. Oh no, we're not going to... Oh, okay, wait, we're still good. Corridor Monitor. Almost punted that away. Untap the Prime Speaker Vannifar. Add mana with the Goose. I guess that also makes sense. I don't know how we're going to ever use that mana this turn, but... Okay, sack of food. Prime Speaker, sack a Gilded Goose. We do have another monitor, I think. Alright, sack a Gilded Goose. Sure. Yes. Exile it. Make another Gilded Goose. Vanifar gets the Corridor Monitor. There needs to be a manual. I know there's a Woe Strider involved, but where? Where do we get the Woe Strider? That's the part I'm confused by. I know we got to get Woe Strider at some point. Oh, Stone Rain. Stone Rain. Wait, where's my cheat sheet? I lost my cheat sheet and our clock is running. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, let's see. Let's pull up this list. I know there's a Woe Strider involved. Woe Strider, Shepherd creates... Oh, so we do it here. So we... Oh, okay. So sack the Corridor Monitor. This makes sense. Now we can get a Woe Strider. We get to untap for free thanks to Corridor Monitor. The Woe Strider comes into play. I don't know why that's actually important, but... Now we can sack the token... to get a... Oh, this is our last Tower Scout. To get a Tower Scout. How does this lead to us winning the game, though? I'm so confused. Oh, we're supposed to sack the goat? I'm so confused. We're doing so many things, but I don't know if any of these things are actually leading to us winning this game. I feel like I've messed this up. Have I messed this up? The clock is the biggest issue. Like, that's the biggest issue, is our clock is running out. So there's a Nightmare Shepherd, number 2. Then we can sack a Nightmare Shepherd, but then we fizzle. Are we just fizzled now? So we get Gray Merchant, but then we're just done, right? Like, we get Gray Merchant, but then everything ends? Does this win us the game? So we can sack this to get a Gray Merchant. This isn't going to drain for lethal, though. I don't think this actually does it. So we're supposed to get Gray Merchant, and Gray Merchant's supposed to win, but Gray Merchant doesn't present a lethal amount of damage. 9. And then we sack the Gray Merchant. Oh, no, we are so timing out. Sack the Corridor Monitor. Okay, sack the Gray Merchant. Maybe this does work. Is this enough? Is this enough damage? It's not. So all that and we lose. What did we do wrong? No, the other Gary's milled, so we can't get another Gary.
You know what?
Well, untap and attack's not very good. Oh, untap and... Well, Vanifar's summoning sick, though. It only has haste to use its ability, not to attack with. So all of our creatures are summoning sick. So what went wrong there? Hey, what's up, Duga buddy? Well, we still want... I thought this was supposed to deal lethal damage. Does this combo not deal lethal damage? Is this a combo that deals 18 damage and you hope that your opponent had taken some damage? I feel like our other version is better if this doesn't deal 20 damage. So how do we... You could have sacked a 3-drop to get a Nightmare to get 2 more Devotion. Oh, so we needed a 3rd Nightmare Shepherd just for upping. So we needed to, okay, that makes sense. So before getting the Grey Merchant, we needed to sack another Scout, which would come back with Nightmare Shepherd, untap Vanifar to get Nightmare Shepherd number 3, and then we would have enough Black Devotion to actually be able to win the game. All right, that makes sense. What is the actual plan for Spark Double? Was it incorrect to just run out the Spark Double to copy a random Planeswalker? Like, having 2 Tyvars was nice, but is that supposed to be some integral? Maybe we should just actually read the steps. That probably will make more sense. To just actually read the steps of what the combo is trying to do. Well, I feel like we probably need Thought Seizes, and we probably need some sort of Graveyard Hate removal. We'll go down 1 Nightmare Shepherd, 1 skill. This deck is wild. Trim, and trim. Run it like that. Okay, reading the primer explains the deck. All right, so let's see what this actually says. Cast a 1-mana creature. Vanifar, the 1-mana creature, to get Corridor Monitor, untap Vanifar. Vanifar, Corridor into Tower Scout, untap Vanifar. Vanifar, Tower Scout into Nightmare Shepherd. Cast a... Oh, you gotta have a Corridor Monitor in hand? Oh, that makes this combo so much worse. You gotta have a card in hand? That defeats the whole purpose. So I guess we would have to... Oh, that actually makes me way less excited about this combo. Cast the Corridor Monitor from hand untap... Oh, so this is actually... So this is actually a 2-card combo. The other one was just 1 card. Vanifar's a 1-card combo. Huh. So this is definitely the jankier version, I think, where you actually need like mana available or things on the battlefield. I honestly don't know which clock is better between Arena and Magic Online. So, it's tough. There's some things I like about one and there's some things I like about the other. I will say one thing that I dislike about the Arena clock is the amount of time that you can sit there before the game even starts. Like having to wait like 2 or 3 minutes for an opponent who just, I don't know, is going to get a drink or something. That's something that drives me a little bit crazy about Arena. Clones and Haste doesn't require any material in hand. Well, but then isn't that still a 3-piece combo if you have to have Tyvar? Or it's still a 2-card combo? If you have to either have Tyvar or a Corridor Monitor in hand, I would say that either way, that's adding an extra card to the combo, right? So basically what everyone's saying, if I'm understanding this right, is just Vanifar does not win the game in this deck. Is that the TLDR? That just Vanifar is not good enough to win the game? You gotta have Vanifar plus something in your hand, Vanifar plus Tyvar on the battlefield. Because we did end up casting a Corridor Monitor from hand that game. About it. Well, maybe we get the free win from our opponent missing land drops. Go to combat, get in, hit ya. No Vanifar this game, unfortunately. Why did they not play their Kahira? Did they draw a counter? I guess we'll see. Nightmare Shepherd. Seth, would you like it if I played you in a game and explain it? I wouldn't mind helping, really. Well, no, like, I mean, maybe, but what is the answer to the question, though? Like, do you need an additional piece? I guess that's what I'm stuck at. Is there a trick I'm missing where you don't need Corridor Monitor or Tyvar to win right away? Or is the primer that we looked at correct, that you need to have more than just Vanifar to win the game? Like, if you need to cast a Corridor Monitor or have a Tyvar, it makes complete sense to me. If there's something where you can win without having a Corridor Monitor in hand or a Tyvar on the battlefield, then I would be curious. We can't activate Tyvar, unfortunately, because of Pithing Needle. But if there's... Well, I mean, I guess we Fauna Shaman. We can Fauna Shaman to get the Vanifar. Our opponent can probably kill it at instant speed, but I think that's fine. Even with Tyvar being Pithing Needled, we can still use our stuff with haste. So that, well, but we also cast a Corridor Monitor from hand that game. We'll see in just a minute, potentially. Because I think we can try to combo here. So block the Kahira. Oh, opponent. Yeah, I think Vanifar is probably the better choice. Wow, opponent's gonna... Wow, this means our opponent's tapped out. Okay, so let's see if this actually works. So Fauna Shaman, discard Corridor Monitor, get a Vanifar. Okay, so let's see if we can win the game from here. Prime Speaker. So we attack the Fauna Shaman. Fauna Shaman. Get a Hyrax Tower Scout. Untap Prime Speaker. Prime Speaker. Sack the... Is that still 2 mana? It is, technically. So sack this to get the Woe Strider. Woe Strider comes in, makes it go. Then the Woe Strider can sack the Scout to get back the Scout to untap the Prime Speaker. This combo is so convoluted. Put it to the bottom. Prime Speaker's untapped. Now we can sack this Scout. Actually, no, that doesn't work. Oh no. So now we're at this point. How do we finish comboing from here without casting a Corridor Monitor from our hand? So I guess, yeah. So I guess sacking to get a Goose. This does this? So we can sack the food. This does kind of work, although this still depends on having Tyvar on the battlefield. So sack to make mana, then Woe Strider can sack the Goose to get it back. Like, this is still getting to casting Corridor Monitor from our hand. Put it to the bottom. And then the Goose can sack the food to make a blue mana. Yeah, I think our opponent needed to Pithing Needle the other thing. Corridor Monitor. Untap the Prime Speaker. And now winning should be pretty straightforward, I think. Especially with our opponent only at 13. So get a Nightmare Shepherd. Sack the Corridor Monitor. Get it back. Untap the Prime Speaker. Yeah, with our opponent being at 13, this should be pretty easy. Because we can just Prime Speaker, sack the Nightmare Shepherd, get back the Nightmare Shepherd. Yeah, this is like kind of easy mode. Gray Merchant comes down, drains you, sack the Gray Merchant. I mean, the combo's working. The combo is working. It is so ridiculously convoluted, but... I mean, we just took out the control deck. Maybe I just gotta not think about... Maybe I just gotta not think about it too hard. Maybe there is just no answer to... Maybe you just gotta have the corner monitor in hand, which is fine. Like, that's definitely fine. What are we, 5-1 so far with Vanifar decks? I mean, I guess you just gotta have that extra piece, which... I mean, the combo is still so cool that I guess it's fine. Thinking is for blockers. Where does Wolves fall in the meta? Wolves was a deck that Werewolves were a deck that people were hyped about when they first came out like a year ago in Standard, and they got played a little bit immediately, but never actually caught on as far as being like a long-term top tier deck. So now they're mostly like a rogue brew. Need help finding a sideboard for this deck. Needs to work with Zerta, so I can't have Blood Moon. Ooh, let me see Rooker. Ooh, Zerta Raid. All right, opponent's got a Fatal Push. Sure. Yeah, let's run up Vana Shaman. That's a spicy idea. So impromptu raid. Reveal a top card of your library. If it isn't a creature, it goes in your graveyard. Otherwise, you put it into play with haste. So you get impromptu raid. Zerta reduces the cost to 1 mana. Oh, wow. So what would I play in the sideboard? Let's play a forest. Play a Gilded Goose. Pass the turn. No attacks. Yeah, there are individual wolves, like Graveyard Trespasser or Reckless Stormseeker, that see a lot of play. But wolves being together as an actual deck has been kind of a fringe thing for the most part. There was a brief resurgence like a month ago. People started playing werewolves again, but it didn't last very long. Play the land. Play the Woe Strider. We probably should have just got Vanifar last turn. I think this is fine, though. We'll get Vanifar this turn. We still don't have haste, so we are going to have to leave it out for a turn, which is a little risky against the black deck. So what would I play in the sideboard of this deck? Opponent Fable, the Mia Breaker. Sure. It's a goblin. And I'm gonna kill the Fauna Shaman. Yeah, let's discard the Gray Merchant. Get a Vanifar. Sack it to Scry. Don't need the island. Opponent passes. Ooh, Nightmare Shepherd. We don't have the mana for that yet. All right, run out the Prime Speaker. Pass the turn, and we'll see what happens next turn. Opponent's gonna do some digging for removal. Definitely a super spicy brew, Rugger, for sure. So sideboard, you probably want Graveyard Hate of some kind. I guess you got Endurance already, so you got the Graveyard Hate. You're probably gonna want some cheap removal, just so you don't get snowballed by a Ragavan or whatever, some sort of hate card that's shutting down your deck. So I would look for that. Maybe like Wear Tear or some just like flexible answer to like Pithing Needle. We've seen a ton of Pithing Needles today. Pithing Needle on impromptu raid. So something to deal with artifacts and enchantments. So maybe like So you got the Graveyard Hate. Maybe like Prismatic Ending or March of Otherworldly Light is cheap removal. Maybe a Wear Tear in there. Opponent's gonna draw a couple cards. And then maybe a way to protect your combo pieces, although I don't know exactly what that would be. Could play like Heroic Intervention or something, although that's a bit on the janky end of the scale. Alright, so opponent, Fable the Mirror Breaker, finds the removal. Well, okay. We can try again next turn. Opponent. Wow, no attacks. Alright, Prime Speaker Vannifar, take 2. No Beseiju. I mean, Beseiju you could probably play in the main deck. You could play one in the sideboard. Like, one Beseiju in the sideboard is not bad. Although you might be able to just fit it in the main deck. Spellskite could be a good way to protect combo pieces. Because there's certainly in Modern a lot of removal. Just got back from the store, picked up some eggs. Good thing I checked them before taking them because one was broken. Oh no. I mean, let's say the worst happens. You get an egg, it's broken. Can't you just go ask for a refund? What would happen if you went back to the supermarket and told them one of your eggs was broken and you want your money back? Do you think they would they give it to you? I might have to try that now just to know. They might not believe. I mean, the customer is always right. Isn't that the rules of customer service? They'd say, didn't you check? Do they actually expect you to check your eggs? I mean, that's because Wegmans is actually a good grocery store. Blood Tithe Harvesta. Annoying. Oh yeah, this is bad. Oh my goodness, opponent. Okay, come on, Magic Gods. Come on, Magic Gods. How do we do this? Do we need black mana? Do we need to hard cast this Nightmare Shepherd? Well, let's see what happens. We untap. It's a Hydrix Tower Scout. So, can we parlay this into a win? We will. Give it our best shot. Gildagoose, sack it. Yeah, Wegmans is like S tier grocery store. Grocery store tier list. Honestly, I don't know many of them outside of Wegmans. Tops is lower tier. Aldi's is like super cheap. So we'll get a Tower Scout. Yeah, since we have our mana up, we should be able to win, right? So we untap the Prime Speaker. Because here we can just sacrifice the Tower Scout. We can sacrifice the Tower Scout to get a Nightmare Shepherd, and then just play the Tower Scout from hand. I feel like there's something I'm supposed to be doing with the Spark Double that I'm not doing, but... Alright, Tower Scout. So now we should be... Now we should be pretty good, I think. So we untap the Prime Speaker. Prime Speaker. Sack the Scout. Get it back. Untap Prime Speaker. Oh, this might have been a mistake. We left ourselves without a 2-drop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, we can get to the Gray Merchant. But how do we get another untap from here? Uh-oh. I mean, we can copy the Scout, but Prime Speaker Vannifar is already untapped. It's what do we do after that? Spark double the 3-drop. We're officially in the uh-oh phase. All right, I will go with it. So we kind of just waste this on tap. We scout the 3-drop. I mean, Vanifar, yeah, Vanifar is already untapped. The problem is, like, so we can get to this point, but then from here, there's no way we can get back to Corridor Monitor. Well, I guess, actually, so we have to sack this to get a 1-drop. I guess we got to do it this way. So I guess this does work. So we can sack this, get a 1-drop. Sack this scout. Yeah, this should work. So we get the 1-drop. I think we figured it out. So we get the 1-drop. Then we have to sack the scout to the Woe Strider to get it back with the Nightmare Shepherd. And that can copy another scout. Can we do it without timing out? Why didn't it? What happened? Was that a bug? We just had the scout come into play and it didn't untap anything. We untapped the scout? Huh. All right, well. Huh. That was awkward. So it was a misclick, you think? It came back as a scout and you untapped the other scout. Oh. I was trying to click on what it was supposed to. Shouldn't it come back as a spark double and you got to click on what to copy? Oh, it actually, really? It comes back. Well, doesn't our opponent just untap and then kill all of our combo pieces with their Blood Tithe Harvesters? Interesting. Is that how that's supposed to work? So if Spark Double is a copy of something on the battlefield and it dies to Nightmare Shepherd, the Spark Double is going to come back as a copy. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Oh. So it's a copy of the creature who died. So when Spark Double died, okay, so I see what happened. I thought I had to click the scout to choose what Spark Double was copying. But apparently it's just going to come back in as a copy of whatever it was when it died. So by clicking the scout to try to make a copy of it with Spark Double, it actually thought I was trying to untap the scout and it fizzled the combo. I see. Okay, that actually makes sense. I understand what happened now. Interesting. So strange. What a weird deck. What a weird deck and a weird interaction. Yeah, I was confused because I was like, I just clicked to choose what my Spark Double was copying and it stopped working, but huh. I mean, we could have played it. I mean, I guess maybe it was partly a shame scoop, but we could have played it out for another turn. The problem is the Blood Tithe Harvester with Fable the Mirror Breaker is going to let our opponent kill all of our important things, which is going to make life difficult. 9 seconds. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I guess Assassin Trophies it is. Run it back. What's your list look like, Stone Raid? I can't blame our opponent. You could probably argue that I don't know what's going on at the moment. Oh, all right. Go Tyvars. So is the new pricing of MagicCons, does that make you more likely to go? Like, does that change anything? The fact that everyone gets in the command zone and it's gonna be cheaper. Well, Breeding Bull. We got our Tyvar this turn, which is sweet. Tyvar does seem absolutely perfect for this deck. Oh, don't it? Take Numa. Witch's Oven. And Cauldron Familiar. I'm surprised they don't go to Denver. Denver's got a pretty good Magic scene. That's like, isn't that where LSV is and a bunch of other like pro level players? Two of my friends have already said that they're gonna gone to Philly if it was like that. Oh, that's a good side. I'm glad it's working. It seems like a very player positive change. I never expect that. Never expect that from Wizard. I always expect the greediest thing. So they talked about it on their stream. Oh, that's a land. Okay, so we should be able to win here, right? So we play Gilded Goose. Gilded Goose come down with haste. I mean, this should just be the game. Prime Speaker Vannifar off of the Gilded Goose. The ultimate challenge. Prime Speaker, Gilded Goose, nothing else on the battlefield. Tyvar for haste. Does this lead to the win? Sack the Gilded Goose. Get the Corridor Monitor. It should. We should be able to do it. Get the Corridor Monitor. Untap Vanifar. Actually, should we? With the Tyvar on the battlefield, we should be able to. About it. Yeah, the Tyvar, having the Tyvar activation is going to be very helpful. Because I think that means we can just... So we get the Scout. We got to get to the Woe Strider. So we get the Scout. So we got to get the... We got to get the Woe Strider. If we get the Woe Strider, then we untap here. That doesn't work. Well, I guess we get the Scout. Untap Vanifar. Yeah, they announced it on the MagicCon phase. Yeah, maybe minusing Tyvar is the way to go. So we like Vanifar, sack the Scout. Get the Nightmare Shepherd. And then take down Tyvar. To get back the Corridor Monitor. I'm actually curious if we can win from here. So, Prime Speaker. Sack the Corridor Monitor. So we need the sack outlet still. We still need a Woe Strider. Untap Vanifar. We can get the Woe Strider. Opponent has 2 lands. They have 2 lands and we're doing this. Sack the Corridor Monitor. Corridor Monitor gets a Hydrix Tower Scout to untap Vanifar. And then we can work our way up the chain again from the bottom. Starting from the bottom, and now we're to a Goose. Get the Gilded Goose. Woe Strider, sack the Scout. Get it back. So many clicks. So many clicks. That Prime Speaker. I think we got it, though. I think we got it. Because now we can go from the bottom, sack the Goose. Get it back. Could have made some mana with it. I guess we probably should have just in case, but... So sack the Goose, make a food, get a Corridor Monitor, untap the Prime Speaker Vannifar, Prime Speaker Vannifar, sack the Corridor Monitor. Actually, yeah, sack the Corridor Monitor. Get another Scout. All right, opponent's gonna give up and sack their cat, because might as well. And get back. Are they trying to get us to misclick? I feel like our opponents... Oh, yeah. If they had Mayhem Devil, this would not be working. All right. So we get back the Corridor Monitor. To untap the Prime Speaker Vannifar. Prime Speaker Vannifar gets a... I mean, we got to be able to go for the win, right? So we get the Scout. And then we can... We need to get to the Gray Merchants. How do we get to the Gray Merchants now? We can sack this. Get another Nightmare Shepherd. Sack this. I don't know if we actually get quite lethal here. Vanifar's sorcery speed, unfortunately. So that trigger did go to waste, but we just don't actually have the option of using it. We just need to get it on the battlefield. So we could do this, so we could get it back, so we could tap this. I don't know if we deal quite 23. But now he's like a Nightmare Shepherd. Get a Gray Merchant. Hit you for 8. Whoa, Strider, sack the Gray Merchant. Yeah, so not exactly lethal. Opponent goes to 7. I mean, it was a pretty impressive turn, but not quite a lethal turn because our opponent gained some life. Pass the turn. I mean, that was very impressive. Need to get another untapper. So like start at the bottom again and try to work back through up towards something else. And opponent. All right, opponent scooped it up. It was lethal. Missed the WotC stream about Shadows of Innistrad Remastered. Was there any word on Emrakul? Did not hear anything about Emrakul. I didn't, so I didn't get to watch the whole stream. I was doing some other stuff, but I have not heard anything about Emrakul actually being mentioned. I just made this list, been a ton of fun. I think you'd like it. Hey, let me see original. Mardu token draw. Ooh. I will say Urbrask Forge has impressed me. That has been a lot better than I expected it to be. Some sweet synergies. Morbid Opportunist works really well with it. Urbrask Forge, when I first saw it, I was just like, like 1-1 on turn 3, 2-1 on turn 4. That doesn't seem impressive. But once you start layering the synergies on it, and you're like, oh, it's drawing me a card, and it's triggering my Vron, in all of that stuff, then it actually becomes a pretty sweet card. Yeah, that list looks actually super fun. I like the card drawing idea. I've played some Forge decks, but not anything exactly like this. I really like all the synergies there. Could sack Vanny to get a token, then use it to get Spark Double. Couldn't you sack Vanifar to get another trigger and then sack 3-drop to search for Body Double? I'm so confused. I'm so good. Wait, so sack Vanifar. Oh. Yeah, that actually worked. I hadn't really thought about that, but if we have Nightmare Shepherd and Tyvar and Vanifar, we can actually get 2 activations out of Tyvar, can't we? Because we can, well, and Woestride, if we have all 4 of those cards. But yeah, you were right. I totally overlooked that. Because we can sacrifice the Vanifar to the Woestrider to get a Nightmare Shepherd copy, and that copy will have haste because of Tyvar, so we can use it again. I totally overlooked. You were very right. That actually was the right thing to do, Stormy. Or you could have played the Nightmare Shepherd and Vanifard into Gary. Wait, we already had a Vanifar, though. The deck is definitely convoluted. Yeah, we'll put the Triome to the bottom. What do you think about Counter's Gruul build? I've been running in bronze and silver with some success. Ooh. Well, Overgrown Tube, untapped, and Gilded Goose Hong Kong. I mean, I think Gruul's top piece seems neat. It does have a lot of really, really powerful cards. I like some of the cards in the deck. Jublient Defensive Temple is one of those cards that I always wonder how that never really caught on. I guess it's just a little slow. It doesn't generate any card advantage, but it does offer a lot of value for 3 mana. Yeah, it looks super cool. I like all the good Gruul cards together. Well, Watery Grave tapped. The opponent is destroying our hand and our board. In your opinion, what would be the best deck for ladder grinding? Any format? I feel like the ladder on Arena mostly just rewards winning and losing fast. So if I was gonna try to grind, I would probably play like Poison Combo or something along those lines and just win 40% of the time, but have my games be 3 minutes long. So I think if your plan's just like get your rewards and stuff, that's the best way to do it. I guess if you're trying to hit Mythic, that's different because you need to actually have a decent win percentage, I think, at some point. But hey, Seth, sending you a deck list to try using Hellraiser to put Delve spells to better use. How much longer are you going to be on? About a half hour or so, Doug. I mean, Hellraiser's actually been pretty sweet. The one Hellraiser deck we played was actually really good. Opponent called Rinfamilia. Green-white poison aggro has good poison for grind. Other in-stand you want Grixis, likely, or Esper Legends. Yeah, I have not really had... I see that the green-white poison deck did really well with the challenges over the weekend. I haven't had much success with decks like that personally, but maybe you can. Maybe the metagame shifting. But when we tried the poison decks on stream, cool, we did not win a whole bunch. Well, cycle the trio. Gildagoose. All right, and a Tower Scout. Well, play the land. Run out a Nightmare Shepherd. Ship the turn. Down to 12. Not a ton of life. Oh, does our opponent have a Fatal Push? They're looking at their Witch's Oven. Wow, they didn't even attack their cat. Okay. Well, that's good news. Last weekend, I have an interaction EDH. Archfiend of Dross is really good with Exchange of Words. I don't even know what Exchange of Words is. Oh, it's an Infinity card. Exchange of Words. Oh, it's that one. Yeah, people are like a little bit interested in this for Legacy. When Exchange of Words enters the battlefield, choose 2 target creatures. For as long as it remains on the battlefield, exchange the text box of those 2. So you just give your opponent the text box of Archfiend with 0 counters on one of their creatures and they die on their upkeep. That's actually hilarious. Unfortunately, Exchange of Words isn't on Magic Online, so we can't actually play it, but that is a hilarious idea. Oh boy, that's a Mayhem Devil. Yeah, I think we're just hard locked out of this game now. Oops. So our opponent just has 2 damage every turn to our creatures. Is there anything we can do about it? Oh, we can play Fauna Shaman. It dies. I mean, I guess the Scout doesn't necessarily die. It doesn't do anything. One of the awkward parts of these combo decks is you do play a lot of creatures that aren't very good unless you're comboing. Opponent with the Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's a super funny combo. Don't really care about flying. Opponent has answers instantly or they die in the next upkeep. Yeah, so Archfiend of the Dross. The trick is it normally enters the play with 4 counters. Normally enters play with 4 counters on it, and then in your upkeep you got to remove counters. If you can't remove one, when you run out of counters, you lose the game. If you give one of your opponent's creatures that text box, it's gonna have the at the beginning of your upkeep, remove an oil counter. If you can't, you lose the game. Or when it has no oil counters, lose the game. It's going to have that, but it's not going to get the oil counters because it's already on the battlefield. There's no ETB. So essentially, if you have Archfiend and you exchange of words and give your opponent that creature, either they kill the creature their own creature that you gave the text box to before their upkeep, or they're just going to die. They're going to die in their upkeep to the trigger. Well, Blooming Marsh. And I guess Gilded Goose Honk Honk. Ooh, 4-color Slogger Legends. That actually sounds awesome. Slogger's a card I always think, I want to build a Slogger deck, and I just have not got to it. I always end up playing something else instead. Ooh, no Joda. I wonder if it'd be worth already being 4 colors. Any consideration for just adding Joda? Or is it not worth it? When I see 4 colors and a bunch of legends, I'm like, might as well. Put it. Gonna kill the Gilded Goose. Honk honk. Did you see they'll be adding Ravenloft Adventure and Undermountain Adventure to Moto tomorrow? Oh, I missed that. I missed the Moto announcement. That's funny because on the podcast yesterday when Joe came on, that was one of the things he brought up was how there were some initiative cards. Oh, there were some initiative cards that just didn't exist on Magic Online that might actually be relevant to Legacy, so it's cool that they're actually coming on. Rotodropic is not really a good card. Oh, Rotodropic's sweet. Rotodropic is like the sweetest card. I guess I agree that just running Rotodropic without specific combos or synergies, probably not actually good enough, sadly, from a competitive perspective. But it is just like it's such a cool card. It is such a cool card. So what did your deck list look like, Stone Rain? Did you ever show me your deck list? So I will say so far, I would say from a wins and loss perspective, I think 5-color Vanifar it works better within the clock of Arena, and it takes much less thinking. Like the other build, this build's very, it's a convoluted combo where you do take a ton of actions, do a ton of things, but when it comes down to it, you're doing the same thing a bunch of times. Quarter Monitor for Extraction Specialist for Renegade Rallier, and then you win. The Sultai build is just ridiculously convoluted, and you have I'm sure that if you play it a bunch, you get to the point where you just like intuitively know, like, oh, I do this line, then I do this line, then I get this thing. So I'm sure if you practice it a bunch, it probably gets easier. But I feel like every time I just try to pick up a deck like this in the dark, there's so many puns. There are so many puns. All right, let's think about this deck. We're gonna play another game with this deck, but let's think this through. So the combo, let's just think, put our brains together, our powerful Magic brains. So Prime Speaker, you sack the 1-drop, Quarter Monitor, gets the Prime Speaker, then you sack it to get the Tower Scout. That's where it gets convoluted. Like, I'm pretty sure you just need an extra piece, right? You always just have to have that extra. You gotta have the Tyvar, you gotta have the Quarter Monitor Scout in hand. I guess that makes sense. Here's a list you could look at with adding more Vanifars to make it a Vanifar deck. Ooh. Tyvar Kinnan Legendary. Spicy. Kinnan's definitely a pretty busted card. So this is kind of the Sarac Infinite combo. That one has cropped up and been pretty good as well. Like, that's actually got some wins. Seth, what would you say is your favorite MTG meme? As in how attacking with a 0 power how attacking with a 0 power creature for 0 benefit is having a message, or how 3 of anything is Tron, stuff like that. Ooh. Probably anything more than 3 being a million. Actually, maybe that's just a me meme. Maybe that's not a Magic meme. but I do enjoy that one. What else is there? Tron is funny. It's so funny because if you are doing Magic all the time, some of that stuff just becomes normal and it just like slips into your non-Magic life. I think that's the like that's the part that gets me the most. Like, do you ever find that? Do you ever use Magic slang with people who don't play Magic just because you were so used to the Magic slang that it's just like natural and you just say it without thinking about it? That's something I notice myself doing at times. Oh, all right, back to the crimining. Opponent going to try to counter and kill all of our stuff. In response, is that gas? Is that a Magic term? I guess it is mostly a Magic term. Prime Speaker Vannifar, go. Opponent whiffed. Yeah, whiffed is one that I say in IRL quite a bit. And I know that comes from playing Magic. Foot nipple for the 21st month. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you. Opinion on Pod is a commander archetype. I mean, I think it's fun. I've never actually tried to build like infinite combo Pod in Commander. I know you can build pod decks that are like 5 colors. I don't know. Is it possible to go infinite with Prime Speaker Vannifar as your commander? That I'm leaning towards no. Like being 100 cards in Singleton definitely complicates a lot of. Oh, we're gonna get Eternal Wandered, aren't we? There's not much we can do about it. I mean, yeah. I mean, we're going to do it. I feel like this is an Eternal Wanderer from our opponent, but we'll see. Or Wandering Emperor, yeah. That's what I meant. All right, here comes the Wandering Emperor, as predicted. Opponent eats the Vanifar. Boo and hiss. Well, we'll take a Fauna Shaman. Play a Nightmare Shepherd. Pass the turn. Are you going to try Toolbox Vanifar instead of Combo? I mean, I don't have a Toolbox Vanifar list, so probably not today, but it could be fun to try at some point. I feel like Tyvar does. We've seen Tyvar be very good with Vanifar. Like the idea that Tyvar greatly improves Vanifar, I think that has proven itself to be true. Have I favorited my basics? I haven't yet. That's, oh no, that's something I'm really hyped for. I just haven't actually got around to going through it yet. How does Bolus's Citadel interact with Tyvar? Just like changing the top card of your library, essentially. Oh, we really need. We really need to. We gotta try to kill Teferi. I would like to tutor up Vanifar, but we can't let Teferi live. So kill Teferi. Play a Woe Strider. Play an Overgrown Tomb. Pass the turn. About it. Untaps with a Wandering Emperor. Going to snipe our Nightmare Shepherd. Can't do anything about it. Yup. Sad. About it. Do you think that increasing the rate of lands from your arena rare drop would be a good idea for Wizards? Obviously, it's good for players, but maybe not for Hasbro. On arena in specific, lands are a huge issue as far as people having access to them. Yeah, I guess we should have sacked it just to fizzle the life gain. Boy, all the removal in the West. So yes, I think from the perspective of someone who plays Arena, having lands be more available would be super duper helpful. On the other hand, lands make Hasbro a lot of money, so I'm not. especially hopeful that that will ever happen. Like, lands are some of their biggest money makers, so sadly, I expect that we won't actually see that happen in practice as much as I would like it to. But yes, I do think that would be great for players, and I would love it. Well, take a Prime Speaker. Well, play a Prime Speaker. Oh no. Are they holding a counter waiting for another Prime Speaker? No. Alright, pass the turn. No attacks because of Wandering Emperor. Opponent. Oh no, Memory Deluge. That's gonna find something good. Here's a slightly janky mill deck for any improvements. Oh, I love the idea of being able to win with Jace Mill. Like, Jace Mill's 15. When you consider the cards people are going to draw throughout the course of the game. Wow, opponent's passing? Huh. I was not expecting that. Well, discard this Gilded Goose. Wait, do we actually have a turn to try to go for it? Opponent. But yeah, I like the idea of it. One idea I had was trying to reanimate the Jace. So you could use the same Jace multiple times. I guess Tamiyo kind of does that. Tamiyo can make the copies of it. Because really, 3 full-price Jaces should be enough to actually win the game. We'll take a Corridor Monitor. Well, replay Prime Speaker. Oh my god, opponent. I'll hit ya. Down to 23 and pass the turn. These control decks. We have a new donation from Dan Wildfire. Opponent finds even more removal. And plays a land. Oh, what do we do about this Memory Deluge? Is there any way around the Memory Deluge? Like, we can get another Prime Speaker, but then opponent gets to go 7 cards deep to find an answer to Prime Speaker. I'll play a Prime Speaker. Opponent. Have a new donation. Here's what I built for Teamer, assuming I've got the money, LOL. Well, let me take a look, Doug. Whew, that one's definitely a bit more on the expensive side. All right, there's a Memory Deluge. I mean, honestly, Doug, some of those cards, some of the most expensive cards, I'm sure you could find a workaround. But Teamer looks super fun too. Opponent to Fairy. And I don't know, which one do you think is better? To me, I'm not really a huge Spellslinger player, so to me they both look like fun Spellslinger decks. Opponent passes. Going to untap. Gotta be another Wandering Emperor. It's gotta be. Huh. Well, how can we get around this? Is it possible? And opponent's at 23. That's a lot of damage. Well, play a Woe Strider. Maybe our opponent will tap down to deal with the Woe Strider. Prime Speaker, sack the Fauna Shaman. Yeah. Alright, fair enough. No combo in this game. Land should be much more available in paper and online. Call it Magic Land Stations Plus Plus. I mean, the only problem is, and this is the problem from Wizards' perspective. Hey, what's up, Winzo? How are you? The problem from Wizards' perspective is lands is how they sell booster packs. Like, they are like some of Wizards' biggest money makers. From the player's perspective, it's frustrating because you have to have lands for your deck. You have to have them. There's no option to not play lands. And your deck is much worse when you're playing the bad lands instead of the good lands. When your mana base is coming into play tapped and your opponent's lands are coming into play untapped, that's a pretty big negative. Like your win rate is going to drop a ton. From Wizards' perspective, they know those same things. They know that you got to have lands in your deck, and they know that the bad lands are a lot worse than the good lands. So Wizards takes full advantage of that and makes those lands very expensive. So yeah, it's been like that for so long that I don't hold out much hope of anything meaningfully changing personally. Like I would be shocked. I guess we should have played the Gilded Goose. I would be shocked. Like I think it would be awesome if that did happen, but I just don't see it happening. Oh goodness. Well, that's a handful of cards that are good. And we got a corridor monitor. Golden Pack should give you the lands you need and other key rares. That's an interesting idea. A way to get more lands to players, but on it exiles the goose. I don't play a tap land past the turn. Opponent. Yeah, well, I mean, we're seeing kind of the downside of Vanifar Combo here, which is very interaction heavy decks are not great matchups. Not super good. Not super good. Yeah, what about some sort of land wild card that shows up much more frequently than normal wild cards? That could be an interesting workaround. I'll grab a land. Opponent. I mean, we might be able to get down a Tyvar. Maybe. We can Thought Seize and then try to play Tyvar, but... Well, alright, Thought Seize you. Well, take the Absorb. Play the Tyvar. Dig it up. Well, that is a combo piece. That is a combo piece on the battlefield. Play the land past the turn. Hey Seth, do you plan to do a mono-white devotion deck with Nykthos and Phyrexian Vindicator? That actually sounds like a sweet idea. Yeah, now that we're playing some more older formats, I think that could be a fun one to try. The big challenge with mono-white devotion is how do you actually close out the game? Out of all the devotion colors, white is the one that it's just lacking like good finishers. Well, that's a whiff. Ye old Tyvar whiff. But yeah, I'm down with trying some of that at some point. Remember when Dragon's Maid had a Lancelot guaranteed to be either a shock or a gate? More of that could be good as well. I think that the gates showed up way more frequently than the shocks, but still, your odds were much higher to get a shock out of that set than most sets, so more of that would be excellent. Oh yeah. When this deck is doing poorly, it is the brutalist. It looks worse than like a draft deck. When the combo goes off, it's sweet, but when you're not comboing, it looks so bad. Yeah, that would probably be the direction to go, I think, is trying to splash into red to like damage the Vindicator in some way. All right, let's draw Vanifar. If we draw Vanifar, anything is possible. We draw Gray Merchant. Well, Take down Tyvar. Oh, 3 lands. All right, play a Gray Merchant for 2-3, I guess. Pass the... And we'll hit you for 1. Boom, down to 16 past the turn. I run Mono White Devotion with Hallowed Fountain as a win con, and White Sun is an alternate win con. Wait, Hallowed Fountain. Hallowed Fountain's a land. What is the first one? White Suns make sense. Like, make a ton of Toxic Might, so it's actually kind of a cool finisher. Alright, opponent can exile our stuff. And continue to exile our stuff. And such is life against blue-white control. Yeah, all right, we'll give it one more. Oh, Halo Fountain. Oh, that sounds super spicy. All right, last shot for the combo, and then we're gonna declare that the other version is the version to go with. All right, last shot. So I think, what do we go, 4-1 or something with the first build? This one, we've comboed off a couple times, but our actual win rate has been a lot lower with this one. Seth, there's a spell I really love flavorfully called Back for More. Any chance we've seen against the odds for Explorer or Historic? Sand doesn't do anything. Well, we can try this, I guess. Gary to the bottom. All right, try him. Go. I'm gonna. Oh, is Back for More? Back for More is the reanimation spell, right? With the elephant on it. Back for More is a sweet card. Yeah, so I'm sure we could do something with Back for More. I don't know about against the odds, unless we could find. It looks like Gruul vehicles. I will say I've been pleased that we haven't just played Devotion over and over again. That whenever I play Explore, I'm always a little nervous that we're just gonna play Devotion, but we've actually had a relatively diverse set of matchups. Maybe what Wizards sent the BNR was actually right. Yeah, we'd have to figure out a way to We'd have to figure out a way to do it. We could play some sort of Reanimator deck with it, though. It might be more of much a brew than against the odds, but maybe there's an against the odds way. The flavor is definitely sweet. Wow, we are getting the beat downs. Oh dear. All right, yeah. Gruul doing Gruul things. Bonus Maxus. A white-red deck with Phyrexian Vindicator, Stormwild Caprador, an Ill-Tempered Loner, Indestructible Goblin, red board wipe. Sounds like a blast. I always have fun playing decks like that. Every time I get to play a deck like that, I just have a ton of fun. Well, Llanowar Elves, and also Fauna Shaman. Ooh, yeah, opponent's got the good creatures. We got the combo pieces. Being instant speed is pretty good. Instant speed, get back Atraxa, fight something. Wait, let me look up Back for More. Oh, I was thinking of a totally different card. I was thinking of the Modern Horizons one. What's the Modern Horizons one that was like very sentimental with the dead elephant on it in the suit? Does anyone know what card I'm talking about? I was thinking of a very different reanimation spell. Oh, Late for Dinner. Yes, okay. For some reason, I thought we were talking about Late for Dinner. Back for More. 5 mana, return a creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. When you do, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Well, I would say probably the coolest thing to do with this card is Phyrexian Obliterator shenanigans, right? Like that's actually kind of neat. I can see that being against odds. The one I was thinking of is just like a reanimation spell. Is there any way we win from here? That's a lot of cats. That's a lot of cats. So yeah, I could see some sort of Vindicator shenanigans. Even if we draw it, it doesn't have haste, right? Yeah, okay, sure. Block and block. Kill a chariot, kinda. Ish. Oh no. Alright, opponent's cats are back for more as we draw corridor monitors. The good news about this matchup is our opponent shouldn't have too much removal. So if we can actually find the Vanifar, there's a decent chance we can make it work. Oh, come on, Magic Gods. Let us combo one more time. Smile upon Vanifar. Let us go off once more. All right, here we go. I've been doing well with this Boros Aggro deck. Peaked at number 20 Mythic. It goes under a lot of meta, except mono white, and it's super fun. Ooh. I haven't seen... I don't know if I've played against Boros Aggro at all this standard. Ooh. Ooh. It's a lot of 4-drops. There is a Prime Speaker Vannifar. I mean, I guess we trust that. I guess we trust that we draw something we can play before Vanifar in a land. Like, 2-drop in a land or something. Oh, Llanowar Elves. Okay, that's not ideal. That's fast stuff. Oh, no. Reckless Stormseeker. That's also... Oh, we're going out on the... Oh, no, and it... Oh... If you ever let this flip on turn 3 because you've done nothing, you are so dead. Well, yeah, that's why all 4-drops is sketchy. That looks super cool. That looks super cool. I haven't really seen Boros in standard at all, so it's really cool to see a Boros standard deck. Illuminator Virtuoso can deal some damage. Hey, there's the Gilded Goose. A little late to this party, and wow, what a beatdown. What a beatdown. Oh, so what do we learn about these decks? So first off, Tyvar is very essential for Vanifar Combo. I think that just Tyvar existing brings Vanifar Combo like up an entire tier. It might be going from like tier 20 to tier 19 or something. It's not breaking, I don't think, the formats or anything, but it is so much better with Tyvar being able to give it haste and give it extra activations and get things back from the graveyard. We saw Tyvar being just like super essential to this Sultai build, having any chance of doing its thing. The Sultai build is definitely like super against the odds mode. If you can get it going, it's pretty hilarious to like start with a Vanifar and win the game with Grey Merchant. That was the Gilded Goose was indeed Hong Kong very late for dinner. So the Sultai build, I think it's a janky against the odds build. This build, though, on the other hand, we are kind of crushing with. Like, the consistency of it was really nice. We have a lot of ways to find the Vanifar, a lot of Neoforms. So even though this build's maybe not as spicy and definitely not as convoluted, it actually felt kind of competitive in a weird way in a small sample size, which that I think, I don't know. I think the Vanifar at least needs to be explored a little bit more. So anyway, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. Reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Tons of stuff coming up on there. And one more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. And most importantly, thank you to all of you for hanging out through the punts and the wins and all the other stuff. Y'all are amazing and awesome, and I love y'all. I hope you have a great night. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday, and we will be back Thursday evening with some more fun. Hey, good luck with your surgery and stuff, Lucid. Until then, everyone, I love y'all. Have a good one. Thank you so much for being awesome, and yeah, I'll see you on Thursday to have some more fun.